and gentlemen, welcome to the Co-optional podcast. And holy crap, we are so sorry for the delay on the live stream. Nothing could have possibly gone more wrong than did today.
Yeah.
You can't prepare for that. I mean, not much. You know, we have a sound and tech check about half an hour before the show. It's become abundantly clear that is not enough because everything breaks. We are down a host. Dodger is in Florida, which we knew about. We got Mathis in, but he never got the message, apparently, and he's not at his house. So he's not here. We had no idea where he is and couldn't contact him. Dan comes in. His camera goes insane.
It was fine. It was your fault. It was one little flicker. You were like, oh, that's slightly flickering. I was like, oh, I'll try and fix it. Left, came back, and I was like,
it's like, as Jesse was saying, you went full observer on us. Like, it's like, this is where our mind is being hacked. That's the way it goes. And then your Windows updated and broke everything, and oh my God.
But now we're
None
here.
of that matters.
No,
None
it does
of
not.
that matters, though, because let me tell you what's happening right now. TB, you've been missing this because you were setting up the show.
Uh-huh.
While we've been doing this, I've been playing Civilization 6. Now, I explained to you the importance of the fact that I'm playing America versus Rome versus Sumeria versus Brazil, whatever. For some reason, Brazil has half the planet.
Yep.
Here's the crazy thing. In order to defeat Brazil, I've mobilized the greatest army this game has ever seen. I have created... all I want are great generals. I'm trying to get great generals. The last 6 turns, I've gotten 3 great writers. Why do I need writers? I freaking...
Well, you got to write about your great victories. Yeah. What use is a victory if you can't write about it?
But I cannot, because you need to have places to store their great writings, which I have none of.
No shelves.
I just have guys sitting around my capital. Freaking Murasaki and Chaucer and Kuyon are just chilling out, having a good time. What is the purpose of you? Where are my great generals? I'm trying to wage war and spread my new religion, American exceptionalism, around the world, and it's not working. Fuck!
You've spent too much money on military, not enough on damn libraries. You should have just built a bookshelf.
Just build a shelf.
I
That's
don't
all you
want
need.
libraries.
You're making excuses. You haven't invented IKEA yet. That's your problem.
I didn't make an American theocracy for nothing. I have armies and armies of warriors, holy warriors, ready to go destroy Brazil. And they're all back trying to figure out what the hell these guys are writing because no one knows. I can't.
They can't read. The whole nation is illiterate.
I can read. I need illiterate hordes to go kill Brazil.
I need meat.
It's 1020 AD. I don't have a damn shelf, but I have about 1,000 guys in the army ready to go fight. I have to ship them overseas to declare this great holy war, and these motherfuckers are like, we wrote a book. If you want to know that. I don't care. I don't care about your books, Chaucer. Oh, all right. I gotta shut this down.
Fuck Chaucer in particular, by the way. Just saying. I had to read the goddamn Chaucer bullshit during A-levels. Oh, you can't. It's not real English. You literally made shit up. Literally. Those words aren't real.
That's what they did back then.
I know. There was no standardization. It was horrible.
I had to read Empire of the Sun, and it was brilliant because Steven Spielberg had made a very good movie version that covers pretty much everything I needed to pass the exam. Thank you, Steven Spielberg. 8-star in English.
Good for you. I'm glad you didn't have to read fucking Chaucer. That's all I can say. Welcome to the Co-optional Podcast, where we occasionally talk about video games and medieval era poetry before standardized English was the thing. But hey, there you go.
Poetry?
Yeah, just a little bit, just a wee bit coming to the show, talking about the games we've been playing this week. We'll probably mention a little bit about Gamescom announcements and all that kind of good stuff, and the fact that there are too many fucking video games, especially this week. Oh, good God. It's a Tuesday in its insanity. There is so much good stuff coming out today.
This week?
So much. Everything? The whole world of video games? That's one thing. You might want to.
No, let's be clear. There's only one thing that's important. Today, Warriors All-Stars comes out. After we're done, I'm just going to play that shit. I'm so excited.
The least important thing on the list. The
most important.
No.
Oh, Lubu next to like a little Asian girl from a thing I've never seen. Next to like some guy from ninja warriors. I don't know what the hell. I'm so excited. I'm so excited.
Yeah, I'll tell you, there's one thing I'm excited about to have a look at is hey, new Yakuza, yes. Or more accurately, old Yakuza. It's a remake of the first one, I think, from PS2.
I didn't know they were doing that.
Oh yeah, they're gonna bring them all over. Then they're gonna do, I think it's Yakuza. It's either 5 or 6 is being out in Japan. I don't know if it is or not. Japan loves the Yakuza games. The West is only just getting around to believing that a sort of...
The last one I played was 0, so they've definitely played a few since I played.
Well, yeah, 0, that was the PS4 one, but there was way more before that because they went back and it's prequel shit. And there's a lot of them. And Japan loves them, and the West just getting around saying, hey, this is actually fun. Like, all the mini games are great. There's the bowling mini game. There's the Hostess Club mini game. And
get to play Outrun.
Yeah, you could do that. The mushroom dealer. Oh shit, it's fun of good stuff.
Shit. Sonic Mania is out on PC today.
Yeah, along with a lovely bit of Denuvo DRM. If you didn't want that, they threw that on it. Yeah, if you're wanting offline only play, you can't have it. You're gonna have to wait probably a couple of days for them to crack it, so they take it away. Here's the problem with Denuvo that I have. Outside of it doesn't really affect me, the offline only thing, because my internet connection is reliable, but I understand other people it's not, and obviously they want to be portable with it. The problem is, it literally leaves you rooting for the pirates, because when the pirates crack it, they take it off the game, and that benefits everybody. And that is creating a really stupid culture where, like, I'm rooting for the pirates? No, I'm not supposed to be rooting for the pirates. You're making me like piracy. What are you doing, you fucking idiots?
I was on the
Piracy's making you better.
Caribbean 1, thank you very much. Jack Sparrow sold me. Mm-hmm. Is there an internet Jack Sparrow? Who is that guy? How do we meet him? Because I would love to hang out with that dude. I bet he's great.
Who would be the internet Jack Sparrow? It's somebody who you don't quite know if he's a genius or absolutely insane.
Right?
1,000 political jokes just came into my mind, and I've decided to leave off them for the time being.
Maybe. Oh dear, I don't even know at this point. We should talk a bit about Sonic Mania, though. Has anyone other than me actually played it?
Played it, finished it.
Yeah,
so many times.
What do you reckon?
Love it, absolutely love it.
That's
Second best Sonic game of all time.
Second best. Which one do you think's the best?
Second best. Sonic 3.
I'm gonna go with this is the best Sonic game. Here's my justification for that is that Marble Garden, the third zone, is bullshit and not fun. Also, 3 special.
That's a great level because the thing digs up and it starts to crush you and it's terrifying.
It's the worst.
You get things you go. Ksh.
Hydro City was fucking, like, the Hydro City, they managed to make a water level that was fun, which is really hard to do in Sonic. That and Angel Island is fucking awesome. And, the lava zone is great. Snow zone, oh god, the music on the snow zone.
Launch space is great.
It's really, really good, especially if throw Sonic and Knuckles on top of that. But, no, I think this game just, so far, and I haven't beaten it yet, doesn't have a filler level. Like, every level is good. It
has one.
Does it? Which one's that?
Possibly. I don't like the Sonic CD levels. I've never liked Sonic CD very much.
I never got hugely into it, I'll admit. I have played it, but I'm like, it's a bit different. But it's all right.
Yeah, it kind of... They have the one Sonic 1 level, because the jump between Sonic 1 and 2 is quite substantial in quality and look. I mean, there's a lot of Sonic 1 levels that are quite similar. Yeah. Sonic CD, for me, a lot of their levels were pretty much just palette swaps. And they feel like they're just palette swaps, because it came between 1 and 2. I always thought it was later, but when you see it, it's between 1 and 2.
Right.
And the levels they go in this are just they just don't look very nice. And like the real thing that put them down is that the levels that they've made, Studiopolis and the Deserty one and the last level.
Studiopolis is very, very good.
They're all so good. The best levels are their own ones.
Mm-hmm.
So if they have more of their own stuff in there, which is I hope what they do next, then it would just be fantastic. But these Sonic CD levels, especially considering they're kind of in the back bit, they do slow it down as you get near the end.
Right, yeah. I haven't got to that point yet. I will say that the people that have said, oh, well, of course the game's good, most of the levels already existed, they're not the same. No, they're really not. And that's the best thing about it. What they've done with Chemical Plant is incredible. The number of additional routes, the additional size of Chemical Plant blows my fucking mind. It's bear in mind, I'm the guy that really hates complex navigation because I'm shit at it, right? Sonic has this unique way of making complex levels that you still manage to get to the end somehow, even if you go the wrong way all the time. Like, it somehow has a way of getting you back on the right path.
Yeah, if you're running and a springboard bounces you back in the other way, like 9 times out of 10, that means you go the way the springboard sends you.
Yeah, follow the rings, usually a good way. Follow the enemies, good way. And it's like, 6 or 7 different paths that are still going to take you the right place, gives you replayability. And it means that, I feel like I've made a decision, but I haven't got lost. And I'm still enjoying it. And you're rewarded for being able to do really cool jumps by getting different routes that are maybe easier and have less water bullshit, That's like Hydro City in 3 is totally like that. If you're good, you barely have to touch the water. If you're good. If you're not, you're going to be dealing with water bullshit a lot.
Go right at the start. Hold down right.
Oh, yeah. When I eventually learned that was amazing to avoid that initial stuff. It's a platformer that me, as a person that doesn't like platformers, likes. I think it helps that you're basically invincible, unless obviously you have no rings.
Yeah, so, until you get to one of the weird bosses where you're like, I hate everything about this.
Well,
a goddamn spider. God, that was annoying.
There's some really cool stuff they've done with the bosses, I'll admit. Yeah,
see, the thing is, the only thing that pulls it back in my mind is how they handled the special stages, not the Chaos Emerald ones, the blue spheres
ones from
that
3.
You hit.
Yeah, because they're shit. That is the biggest problem with it. That was never fun.
One, they're shit and they are supposed to be bigger kind of things. But those little things were supposed to be, you go in them and you get a couple more rings or an item, and they're supposed to be a little quick play to pick me up. Those other levels go on for quite a long time.
They drag on for ages.
So it changes the pace of how you go through those, and that's what kind of puts it down one for me.
Yeah, there's the bonus stage and the special stage, right? There's the one where you get 50 rings and you hit a checkpoint and you jump into the stars, and that's how you get Chaos Emeralds, yeah? And those are the blue sphere stages, or as I like to call them, the whoop, 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 whoop stages. Oh my god, that sound. Fuck off with that. That was terrible. And then there's the racing one where you've got to get up to like Mark 3. That's fun. That's kind of a new interpretation of what was in Sonic 2, which was good. I liked Sonic 2's...
That Sonic CD had the jumping and hitting the UFOs.
Yes.
That's from Sonic CD, yeah.
Even Sonic 1, the kind of pinball-like special stage, I thought was pretty cool too. But literally, the Sonic 3 special stage is, in my opinion, the worst one they ever made. And putting that in as the standard for Mania was the biggest mistake that game made.
It's the worst one because it's a break. It works as if you play it condensed, because if you had Sonic and Knuckles and you plug Sonic 1 in, you could play infinite of them, or how many were they actually put on the thing? There was loads of them. And that was always fun, because then you're actually just playing that as the game and trying to progress and not lose lives. And that was actually fun. But when it breaks it up, I just think it's too long of a gap between the platforming action. But in this, it doesn't give you... They don't give you the Chaos Emeralds of this. They just give you medals.
Right.
I mean, you can get... It,
you get the Chaos Emeralds from the UFO one.
Oh, okay. That's where you get them from. Right, okay.
Yeah. From these ones, you just get medals, and the medals just unlock little extras and things. So therefore, when you're done with the game... Right, well, if you get all of them, I got all of them. I've been through and I've got all of them. I've finished the game a few times now. If you do all of them, you unlock Blue Sphere mode, which lets you play through the Blue Sphere things. I was like, great.
Why would you
But the most frustrating, because I like it. I think it's a good mode. The most frustrating thing ever is in Blue Sphere mode, they've added new spheres that are brilliant and make the game a lot more fun.
And if it was in the game to begin with, that would have been a much more fun mode, right?
Yeah, there's like green ones that you have to hit twice. You hit once and they turn blue, and then you have to hit them again. Yeah. So if it's a whole thing of green, you have to do it all and then do a thing around it. So but again, it would have slowed the game down even more.
Yeah.
It's puzzling.
With all that said, though, and going back to what you're talking about, the spider boss-wise, this game has some of the coolest, most fun boss designs and boss battles.
Yeah, don't spoil what's at the end of Chemical Plant. I want everyone to be surprised by that.
I would never do that. But I will say the Studiopolis Act 2, that boss literally is like the forecaster on the screen tells you what's coming next. So
it's so cool. It's so
forecast. It's great. That's super fun.
Because let's be honest, a lot of the Sonic games had a very mixed selection of bosses. Sonic 3, where they had the shitty, it's not Robotnik bosses, were fucking bullshit.
Well, that's when you played as Knuckles. Knuckles went against not Robotnik, and Sonic went against...
No, Sonic still... it's the mini... You remember at the start of Angel Island?
You get the Act 1 bosses, you get the thingy ones.
They were like the ones that weren't really cool, creative Robotnik stuff.
But Sonic 3 does have the best one.
Which
it has
is
the best boss, the last boss in the Sonic 3, which is Eggman with his grabby claws. Because you think you've beaten the game when you destroy the big dustbin one, and then it all gets dark, and the music it's the best sound, the best music in Sonic as well. And it's like, and then he drops down the back like a fucking jump scare from Robotnik, and he's got these claws, and you're like, what the hell was that? Slightly annoying. The American version runs faster, so the music's like, so it's not as good. We British got the somber version.
Well, yeah, because we were stuck with that good old 50 hertz rather than the 60 hertz shit.
So all our music was slowed down, which is why when I hear American versions, I'm like, this sounds, why is it so happy? Yeah, Sonic was a really depressing game.
No, it's Sonic liked chili dogs and happiness. That's what Sonic was.
Yeah.
He liked blowing up robots with animals in. Why were there animals in the robots?
That's the whole point, right? He takes them captive. That's why he's evil.
Sonic was evil.
Yeah,
but like, why just put them in a big pit, kill them like they're ducks. Who cares?
No.
Sally,
he puts them in a thing, and they're always getting freed. But the thing is, if Sonic genuinely cared, you'd have to try and break all of them in the level, which no one's ever. Actually, they did that in the isometric 3D round, which was terrible. So
yes,
the only time you ever have to do it.
What did they call that one? Sonic. What was
Flicky's
that one?
Island. It was just Sonic 3D.
Flicky's Island.
Sonic
Yeah,
3D
Sonic 3D
Flicky's
Island. Yeah. That was it. Yeah, that was not good.
The reason I know so much stuff is my book is filled with Sonic, and it's just the amount of Sonic-based research I've been doing. I'm sick of that bloody blue hedgehog right now.
Yeah,
it's just so much.
Yeah, I like Sonic Mania a lot. It's definitely like hey, this is right back to where we were, and it's bizarre to me that it took them this long to figure out that that's actually what a lot of people wanted.
Yeah, don't let Sonic Team make the game.
Yeah,
let somebody who
not.
likes Sonic make the game.
Yeah, let like the creator okay it. As I was watching, I think it was either was a Did You Know gaming episode on Sonic Mania and the creation, or some other documentary thing, and it was about what the creator sort of approved, and he came up with Mania, and it's like I expect him to be kind of hostile. Japanese devs usually they have a bit of a reputation of outsiders coming in, especially from the West, and telling them how to make their games. They don't like that. I don't think any studio really likes that, but the Japanese in particular don't like it. And this guy, he let him do what they wanted to do. And if Sonic Team wants to go make weird shit that nobody likes, then they can. It's just I'd much rather play this. So this is way better.
But the thing with their levels that they made were the best levels.
They are.
So for me, that should be the green light of all right,
to do another one.
Do it.
Do your own. Do your own now. Yes. No reason. Yeah, you've clearly proved you can. So make your own. There's no way they're not coming up with some kind of sequel to this, right? Like this has got to have made a profit, surely.
Yeah, I'm assuming so. It's like one of the highest Sonic games of all time, highest rated like ever.
Yeah, and I mean it's been a top digital seller on Switch for the last couple of weeks, I think.
It's
and
nice and cheap as well. So if people,
$20
the amount
is
of
the right
raving
price.
they got for it, the amount of raving that people have got from it, they go, oh, actually, let's totally go for that thing.
Yeah, it's not a difficult purchase. Like it. Cool, yeah. So hey, welcome back, Blue Hedgehog thing.
Welcome back, Sonic.
Yeah.
I've missed you so much.
I don't know if I have. I think it's gotta suck being part of a fandom and being constantly disappointed for 20 fucking years. I'm like, well, why don't you just not be part of the fandom then? Because it seems like being part of a fandom is a net negative to your life. You're reliant on someone you can't control to make something that you like, but then of course they won't. I was watching.
Like the benefit of being part of a fandom.
How is that a benefit?
Oh, because then if it sucks, then you can be like, you suck.
Yeah, we knew that was going to suck. Go back to the thing you're good at.
Suck. That's the best part. That's why. Why do you think I still like Final Fantasy and Star Wars after all these years? I'm like, you suck.
I think I was watching Mr. Plinkett's Star Trek 2009 review again last night from Red Letter Media, and he really put that sort of into perspective, where he's like, look, it's not... Original Star Trek is still there. It still exists. Nothing they can make will change that, and it's still good. So...
Technically, considering they changed the timeline, they have got rid of Next Generation Deep Space
No, they
Nine.
haven't. There's multiple timelines. They're still running. That literally was the best way. They didn't retcon anything. That was the best way to do it, right? No, they didn't.
They kind of did.
They didn't.
They kind of did.
They didn't. That timeline still exists.
Don't worry. They kept Enterprise.
Yes.
No.
I don't care what Abrams does to that timeline because he wrecked an alternate timeline that doesn't fucking matter. So yeah.
Until the next film when they go and raid the main timeline and ruin everything.
Yeah, it does not. I watched Alien Covenant.
Oof. Why?
There's an idiot plot if I ever seen one. It's like, all of you are stupid and this is the only reason any of this is happening.
I'm so done with the Alien franchise because every goddamn time it's the same thing where you sit there and you have to watch idiots in space and you're like, you're fucking scientists.
They weren't stupid in the first 3 minutes. Even the convicts in 3 were smarter than you.
Yeah. Like the first 2 are phenomenal movies. Like on point, really good movies.
I think 3 is good.
3 pushes it for me, and then after that, it's downhill. But like the new ones, you figure because they're trying to get more, like we're trying to build this lore, and we're trying to like explain shit.
Which really they shouldn't be doing.
Set up a universe. Why is everyone in the fucking universe dumb as shit? Everyone's so dumb. No one thinks like the way these people in these movies think. I can't do it anymore.
No. It's comedically stupid, but I will say, as a well-shot movie, beautiful music, great, obviously because they used a lot from the original, so that helps. Brilliantly scored. David is excellent. He's absolutely fantastic character, and outside of the idiocy, because there's many other ways they could have had that happen without everyone being colossally stupid.
Hold on. Breathe out here, guys. We're good. No, you're not good.
No! Why would you ever do that on Alien Planet, you fucking stupid idiot? But outside, it actually connects and makes Prometheus better and connects everything together in terms of Alien origin story. Well, you've just got to ignore the fact that everybody's a fucking moron, which, to be fair, is the case in a lot of movies. You have to... I want to watch, and there's not enough movies where this happens, hyper-competent people deal with really hyper-competent antagonists and...
Die Hard! Well,
yeah. Also,
Die
I
Hard
kind of like why I enjoyed The Martian a lot, too. Because everyone in there was like super fucking smart.
Everybody's smart. Yes.
Science this shit. And he wasn't like, oh, fuck, I'm on Mars. I was really excited that movie was about smart acting smart.
Acting smart.
All right.
Arrival was mostly that until the dumb people, but mostly that. Yeah. So I like that too. But it's about suspension of disbelief, innit? It's like, I thankfully can suspend that. And I'm not even going to get into Game of Thrones because fuck this season. But anyway, if you can suspend the disbelief, everybody's an idiot. Everybody's an idiot. You can still have a good time. And I had a good time with Alien Covenant. Kong Skull Island's still better. Holy shit.
A question. If we go back to Star Trek, what's your thoughts on Star Trek Discovery being TVMA?
It's an interesting one.
I think that means that we're gonna get more
blue boobies, green boobies.
I think
Spectre.
Here's what it's gonna be. It's gonna be more Abrams, less because Star Trek isn't about
action. No.
Yeah, it's not about that. That's Star Wars. That's what Star Wars is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Star Trek was about we're gonna go and explore shit and push the boundaries of your thought a little bit and try to educate some people. Yeah. And
the whole episodes of just talking, and some of those were the best. I think someone made a very valid point in the chat, and I agree with them on this. And actually, in the UK, they gave a BBFC rating of 15, which is actually quite a severe rating, to a few episodes of DS9 when they were brought out on VHS. And the reason for that was just a shit ton of violence, is really dark themes. I think it's TVMA because they're probably going to deal with some pretty, political shit, race probably, because if you look at the stuff that, Star Trek did in the 60s, they dealt with some pretty, they dealt with actual Nazis. They dealt with racism in a really direct way, and they dealt with homophobia in a really direct way. Star Trek's always been political. That's always been the nature of it. I think they're putting that in now to just cover their asses to be able to do that. I hope.
Yeah, and looking at Next Generation, the shit they did there was they took it to okay, we're gonna have a character who's a fucking robot, and let's explore that.
Let's explore humanity. Let's explore what what it means to be human. There were, again, one of the best episodes. Oh God, what? God, fuck it. It's not Kingsman. Yes, the best episode of Star Trek was Man as Maketh Man. I was Measure of a Man. Measure of a Man. One of the best episodes of Star Trek. Literally nothing but talking across a desk and the trial of data. It's like, we believe this is a piece of equipment for the Federation. Like, no, he's human. 45 minutes of arguing about that.
Hell, even Deep Space Nine, which was like a little more actiony, was about religion and like the role religion plays on it.
It was
DS9
very
is
dark.
about terrorism. The Bajorans are terrorists.
Yeah.
You're on the side of the terrorists in Deep Space Nine.
The way the Federation, Sisko, who I still believe is the most compelling captain as a result, because he was the most morally grey of them, literally brought an entire thing into a war by manipulating a whole race into getting involved in a war by fucking murdering somebody and faking evidence. Yeah, that was badass shit. I want more of that. If that means that that's what Discovery is, great. I actually feel it's probably just going to be the boobies and maybe some swearing. And, look, we're HBO. You're not HBO. Stop it.
We don't. Yeah, I don't need boobies in Star Trek. I get boobies in all my other media.
That's not required.
Yeah, literally everything else.
I'm bored of it. I'm actually bored of it now. Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, let's hope. How about the Seth MacFarlane's not Star Trek but being made by all the Star Trek people?
Can I tell you something? I would not be, first off, not excited, don't really care, but I wouldn't be surprised if it turns out to be better than Discovery.
Yeah, that's what happens. It kind of feels like when you get like the fan game beats the real one. SimCity and thing in Planet Coaster versus Roller Coaster Tycoon. It feels like the people who love the thing come along. But we've had the first sort of early reviews for I can't remember what it's called now. The thing. What's Seth MacFarlane's new Star Trek thing called?
The Orville? Is
the Orville, yes, that one.
Ah.
It's because it looks like a half-hour comedy parody based on Star Trek. It's actually an hour-long episode, and all the jokes are pretty much in the trailer. And Seth's basically going, they didn't know how to market this, so they put it as a comedy, but it's actually more of a drama with occasional silly bits. So it's a character drama based on thing. It might actually not be terrible. If it is terrible, I desperately apologize for the hours you waste watching.
I based on the trailer, I'm like, all right. If it turns out to be good, I'll watch it from the beginning. But like, it's one of those things where I don't know that Seth MacFarlane is definitely hit or miss all the time.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens. But I would not put it past it if I had to put the two of them side by side, that Orville would probably tackle real like Star Trek-y shit compared to Discovery, which is like, we've got to be edgy.
Yeah. I mean, it's being produced by Brendan What's-His-Face, who did Next Generation and DS9 and Voyager.
Yes.
So it's actually he's written over 100 episodes of them, which include the Next Generation finale. So there's a real pedigree behind that one as well.
Yeah. Okay.
So I'm genuinely like, don't know which one's going to be better. I hope they're both good.
Yeah. You can't deny that MacFarlane is a nerdy son of a bitch. Of course he gets Star Trek. That's not my concern. I'm just like, all right, we'll see if it's a good show. Yeah. Knowing how shows get put together and how shows work, you're like, okay, how many hands were in this pot?
Yeah. Well, I just going back to Plinkett's review for a second. He was very clear that like you can't make for a modern audience in a movie what Star Trek is, which is why they turned it into an action film, and it's fine as what it is. But with television in the current state that it is, which, we're in a fucking golden age, we have been for years, this is the perfect time to do long fucking talky shit. You can absolutely do it, and people will absolutely watch it. I hope that that's what they've done. I've signed up to that bullshit CBS thing. At least, I mean, I get to watch Colbert on it, so I guess it's worth something. But okay, I'll sign up for another fucking service, and I will because Star Trek. But I just hope they don't fuck it up. Anyway, let's move back on to video games. As much as it's fun,
What's a video game?
Lol. Has any of you played Absolver as of yet?
No.
Man, I have it. It's on my desktop. I've yet to turn it, even start it, because every time I watch someone play it, I truly fear that I will be unable to do it. It seems so complicated to me. I can't. I don't know. I wish it was easier, but I know that's not the point.
Yeah. So here's sort of where I stand on it. I streamed it for a couple of hours. I will say it is deliberately obtuse in many ways. Like, they've definitely gone the Soulsy route of, we're gonna tell you minimal, and then you're gonna figure stuff out for yourself. The main problem I have is a lack of direction. I think it needs more at the start, because it's primarily a PvP sort of instance, like zone-like game where people are coming in and out of your game and they could fight you or they could ally with you or all that kind of thing. And that's the main crux of it. There are some bosses and mini-bosses, but they've gone for the whole, oh, we're not going to tell you where anything is. Our maps are obtuse as shit. There's no mini-map. We're Dark Thor! No. I don't like games like that. This game is that, and it's going to attract an audience because of that, and it's also going to drive an audience away because of that. So the fighting system in and of itself feels pretty fucking good. It took me about a couple of hours to really start to grasp aspects of it. It's a bit weird that it doesn't have throws in it. You'd think that would be quite logical. Apparently there's no throwing move or grappling move in the whole game, which is a bit strange. But outside of that, it feels a bit like For Honor in the combat system, but more melee focused. There are weapons in the game, but it's not the main focus of it. But the problem is, again, I just like, what am I doing? What's my goal? I don't really even know if I should set a goal, what that goal should be. The tutorial is very limited. That's the problem I'm mostly going to have with it, I think. Like, one of apparently the best guys in the beta tried to lead me around. I'm like, that's great, but I've got a chat of like 5,000 people here right now trying to help me. This really good dude trying to help me. People are not going to have that real experience. That's not going to be. That's not a real experience of what the game is, and I think you're going to find a lot of people do bounce off it as a result.
I mean, having played For Honor, I can understand why you would leave out a grab and like toss mechanic. I get that, because that shit is not fun.
Well, you saw the fucking tournament. It was a joke, tossing people off the side was apparently the most effective way of doing anything.
I get it, but like, I think visually this game is beautiful. Watching other people play,
it's lovely.
If they're good, it's like, god damn, that is awesome to look at. I just think that the flow of combat and learning things, there's a very steep curve for an idiot like me. Like, I like my games simple, and I like to do simple things. And even Dark Souls, you're literally just rolling and dodging, and then there's
a lot more to this than that.
It's tough, but it's simple.
Yes.
And this seems like there's a lot of layers, and
there are.
It seems very much like I want to try it, but I don't want to just get shit on the entire time.
Which you might. You definitely might. You can wander into areas where there are clearly enemies that way outclass you. Stats are a factor. It's not all skill by any stretch of the imagination. Gear is a factor, although what I found was really shitty, like tiny marginal. There's a lot of tiny marginal shit in that game. What I really want to learn, of course, was new fighting moves to customize my fighting style. A lot of it is just slow to gain them. You can gain them by beating enemies if you dodge the move, and you got to do a proper dodge, not just in like dash back. You have a chance of learning a bit of it. But it was just like, oh, this is grinding bars up, And I wanted the story-wise, there's basically none. It's mostly goal setting and PvP stuff in this very loose zone-based kind of world. That is not my thing. I think that it will be for a lot of people, especially the guys that do like the Soulsy stuff. But for me, I have a feeling Absolver is not going to be an enjoyable experience overall, even though I like the fighting. I need a bit more direction, a bit more focus. If I want to play a game like that, go play God Hand on PS2. And that game's quite similar, actually, especially in the way that you build your fighting style and build your custom combos. That game had a fucking awesome story, and it was really great and awesome game. This doesn't have one, and it's focused on the meta PvP stuff.
I've not played it.
Yeah.
I'm being the internet comment section there. Just letting you all know.
We'll see. I don't know. I think like the new user experience probably should not have come out in the state that it has. Because I had a review guide. Let me check. how large this fucking review guide is. When you have a review guide that is more than a certain number of pages, you know that game does not have an adequate tutorial because you know that they're scared as fuck that reviewers won't get it. Let me see.
I would watch the hell out of an Absolver tournament. Like every time I watch people fight, I'm like, this looks great. I just I'd rather watch good people play it than me.
So the review guide is 6 solid pages. That's too many. Just to give you an idea, most review guides that are given to reviewers and critics, etc., 2 to 3 pages max. A 6-page one means there's a ton of shit in this game that we don't explain properly, and we're pretty sure you're not going to understand it. That means your tutorial sucks, mate, and your new user experience isn't good. There's nothing wrong with the feel of the game. I like the fighting. It's just, it's aimless, and there's so much stuff that's not properly explained or well introduced to you as a new user that the whole thing is like, well, what am I supposed to be doing then?
Yeah, I don't know why you don't just have a booklet anymore. If you want to have your vague kind of Soulsy thing, that's fine, but just stick a booklet in explaining how to play the game. So if I can't work something out, I can just look it up in a little booklet in the case. Remember when we used to have booklets in cases in the old days?
Manuals? Yeah, but these days you're supposed to have a proper tutorial to teach you that shit. Like, manuals are out of date. Like,
yeah, but then they get both they get to have their cake and eat it. They can make their vague game so people can jump in and be like, I don't know what's going on. But then if people actually want to know what's going on, then they can read the thing as well.
True, but didn't I just say that a 6-page review booklet is bad? Because that's what I'm thinking. I do believe that. I think if you've got to explain that much in your pre-release guide, you probably have not made your new user experience good enough. Even Dark Souls is a fucking tutorial, man. Come on.
The tale of Absolver, I think, can best be summed up by my friends who have played the game. It's definitely one of those games where you try it and you either love it or you don't. Like right here, 1.5 hours, 1.8 hours, 2.4 hours, 2.6 hours, 0.8 hours, 1.1 hours. Then we have like a 7.2. All right. And then it jumps to 66.6 hours, 106 hours, 72 hours, 85 hours.
Yeah. Those are the people who clearly got it. Yeah, that's the divide between the people that didn't get it and the people that definitely did.
Absolutely. It's super easy to tell that there is no that was a good 12-hour game I played. All right, that's fun. Like, it's either you are in or you are
way out. There is no fucking middle ground on this one. No, absolutely not. And the problem is because there's the move learning and the stats and shit, you can't just go in to fight your friend. Because they're going to have better stats than you. I don't know, maybe if there's a friendly fight mode that equalizes everything, but the fact that there is that progression makes little sense to me in a fighting game, because it's part fighting game and part progression, explore, Dark Souls-y, blah, blah, blah. I don't know if...
That's the new term for it.
Yeah, I've just
Dark
made that...
Souls-y, blah, blah, blah.
It's an official review term. Old media, if you want to pay attention to something. I know you're not very good at that, but if you want to pay attention to something, Dark Souls-y, blah, blah, blah is the new official term. If you want to put that in your review, feel free. That's a freebie for you, right there.
Oh, they will.
Probably.
See, when I played Dark Souls or Demon, I think I started with Demon Souls. I can't remember. I was like, I don't like this. And then I played the next one. I was like, I get a bit of this, but I don't like it. It took me until 3 until I was like, I actually know how to play this game now, and I can actually progress.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
And then I'm like, I love it. So I'm like, there's also the slow burn, but you do need to release 5 games for me to get to the point where I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, this is a new IP, so I think you really have to make sure your new user experience is good. That doesn't mean that game has to be easy. You can still be hard. You've just got to teach people properly, and you've got to set... If you're going to have a game where people set their own goals, you've got to give them a guideline as to what those goals are supposed to be. Because I did not get that in the first 2 hours of Absolver on stream. I'm like, oh, this is cool, I'm learning some stuff. And I'm like, what now, though?
Yeah.
I don't know what my goal... What am I supposed to be doing? I was like, oh, well, there's a boss up there. You should probably fight him. Like, okay, I fought him. Now what? And I was like, well, maybe fight him again. Like, okay, I fought him again. Now what? What? But, when you kill a boss in Dark Souls, it's because he was blocking your way, and you might get a weapon from him and a clear sense of progress. In this, you don't get that. So, I don't... I'm a bit worried. We'll see how it goes. It's coming out on a day with a ton of new stuff. It's going to struggle, I think. Which would be a shame because, like I said, artistically, lovely. Fighting system,
fantastic.
Great. Super in-depth, feels great, looks great. Direction, don't know.
Yeah, I'll give it a try. It's been sitting here. I need to. It's one of those things where I'm literally afraid to play it. I'm like, God, I don't want to have a bad experience because it looks great. I don't want to end up hating it. That's all. So there's a lot of games I feel that way with. So I'm real hyped for it, and then I'm like, oh, if this sucks, boy, am I going to be disappointed. So I'll just keep it right here for the time being.
Schrodinger's game.
Yeah, it can't be bad if I don't play it.
Yeah. It really does kind of feel like maybe the PvE aspect is a tutorial for the PvP stuff, but like, yeah, but it doesn't really teach you anything. The problem, it's not much of a tutorial, I guess. All right. Hey, so that's that. Who's got a game before the break that they've been playing? What do you want to throw out there?
I'll throw one out. We can talk about very quickly.
Yeah.
I've been replaying Watch Dogs 2.
Yeah.
And I've decided that it is the greatest superhero game of all time.
Ooh, that is an interesting opinion. Let's find out why.
I played it when it first came out. I played it. I played quite a lot of it, and I really liked it. I was like, "Oh, that's surprising," because I couldn't stand
way better
the
than the first one. Way better.
It was so much better. And it's been a while, and I was like, I just fancy playing Watch Dogs 2 again. I had fun with that. Yeah. So I got it on PC, and I've been playing it both single player, and so I jumped into the co-op with Rebecca, and
that was good too. Yeah.
It's just the most fun. It's just fun. Everything they went, I'll dump that in. It's not fun. Every single step of it is just fun. And I've got to the point now, because I played it so much, my mind sort of like clicked into how the game works. I like plan these elaborate one-man heists. I've got bits just everywhere. I'm like, all right, I'm going to do this, do this, do this. This goes up there. I don't need to. I could run in and like AK everyone down.
Yes, you could. Yeah.
But I don't. I mean, I'm playing a pacifist run as well. But they've added. I think they've added stuff because I can't remember it when I first played. There are pacifist sniper rifles, assault rifles. The assault rifle pacifist is a paintball gun.
Yeah.
You can just cover people in paint, and after a while they just get knocked out.
Yeah,
which is so great. So it's got a sniper rifle. It's got like an air shotgun, so you can run in this like total passive way and like drop these stun bombs from your drone and get everything just.
Which should have been like, I think that should have been what the game was from the outset. Like giving you the murder options from the very get-go, to me was like, we can't make an open world game without the ability to just gun people down. And that's a real shame because the game is at its best when you're not doing that shit.
Yeah. But I kind of like playing it as a second playthrough with the pacifist because it's a difficulty increase trying to play it on pacifist. Yeah. Because it is much harder to stun people. You have to get in melee range, or you have to use one of these guns. The pepper gun takes a lot of bullets to take somebody out. So it's a nice second playthrough kind of thing. I mean, because the first time you play through it, they don't acknowledge how many people Marcus is murdering along the way.
Yes.
Which is wise because he's kind of Nathan Drake in that way. But when you play the second one, it totally fits because you are playing this straight down the line. We're good people. I'm in love with it.
The game is full of fun stuff. I love the Uber driver sort of set of missions is so good. They all have their own unique, interesting story about them. I just love taking calls. Like, yeah, I'm going to drive you. I'm a taxi man now, but every story is funny and hilarious and silly. Like, we're the fake Google. We want you to test our robot driving cars that may go insane during this thing or whatever. There's so much good stuff in there.
Yeah. And it's brilliant because it's not called Uber, it's called Driver San Francisco.
Yes!
Which I loved.
Which was good too, yeah.
It's wonderful. There's like the Scoutic stuff where you got to take phones of certain landmarks and stuff, which makes you learn and explore. And so I know more about that world because I've dug into little things. It doesn't tell you exactly where it is. You have to sort of find it. Certain things are only available at certain times. So it's a genuinely superb game.
Watch Dogs 2, I think, is genuinely the best open world game that Ubisoft has ever made. I can't think of a better one.
It is. It's by a long way as well.
Yeah.
Because I'm now getting to the point where it's just, every time I see a clothes shop, I'm like, oh, I'm going to buy the clothes. And I'm in. I'm like in this game now, 1,000%. And now I start playing the multiplayer, which is just the same, but now there's two of you planning stuff. So we're leveling up differently as well.
Yeah. It really is. Like the multiplayer, outside of the whole invasion thing, which is cool. I also like the invasion stuff. The co-op mission stuff is really good as well.
Yep, and they're randomly generated, so you can play them forever. There's not a set amount. They give you, there's certain areas that you can do, and they vary up what your objectives and stuff is, and there's so many, you just get flung around the map all the time. So
I wonder how well this did, because I'm going to assume, obviously, that the first Watch Dogs really hurt this because of, everyone getting burned on the hype.
And
that would be a real fucking shame.
To at all.
No, nowhere near as much.
Not at all. And it's wildly better.
It's so much better.
It's just so fun. It's everything you just like. Even like you're walking down the street, the amount of conversations and stuff. Because I realized, because I was comparing it to GTA 5, like the city. I was like, this city feels so much more open and alive. Like the way people interact. Like there's like you'll watch a jogger, and after all, they'll just kind of stop and get a breath, have a look around, and then carry on.
Yeah.
And like they don't need to do that. Doesn't always happen every time you see a jogger. They just do that sometimes. But I realized it's because GTA 5 was built for last gen. It's only on this generation because they ported it 17 times.
Yes, yeah. So it was very limited. Yeah, this is like it's a true, like, I guess, current gen open world game with all of the stuff that you can get as a result of that.
Yeah, the relentless bells and whistles that come with that.
Yeah.
But I mean, you can always, like, you can get the police in to arrest somebody, and then as the police are turning up, call a gang attack.
Call a gang in and have a giant fight. Yeah,
and they start battling, and then just call another gang in, and you just have these massive fireball battles. You just sitting on a roof going, yeah.
That's what I remember GTA 2, like when you could have the faction wars in that. That was so cool about that. And being able to do that in a full-on open world game like this is awesome. Yeah,
and dynamically, it happens as well. You can drive around, you just hear gunfire, you can go and investigate, you can not go investigate. It could be a base that's under attack and there's some money in it, or an upgrade, so you go, oh, that's a good time to attack that, I'll divert over there. It's not like the map is filled with stuff, and it's not like, oh, look at that stuff I gotta do. It's like, it's everything from A to B. I'm like, oh, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, and I like sort of curve off and I go in completely different directions.
I love any open world game that distracts you from your destination.
Yeah, and that's exactly what it does.
Going off the beaten path as a result of some cool shit it's done is the best experience in my eyes in any open world game, and this game does that a lot.
Yep, from weird stuff to find. Even like there's the radio stations, but there's also the songs in your playlist that you have, and so you have but you only get a few, and to get them more, you have to sit and listen to the radio or hear like songs around the place, and then go on the Song Sneak app, and it'll add them to your playlist. And that's just so it's a little thing. You get in the car and it's like new Song Sneak, and there's like 15 police cars coming at you at 1,000 miles per hour. You're like, no, quick, I gotta do this.
I want the song. Yeah,
I want Vivaldi's Four Seasons on my phone now.
Well, it's like, collecting sea shanties in Assassin's Creed 4 was one of the most fun things about it. So it's a similar principle. It is good. I say, if anyone's put off from 2 as a result of 1, I don't blame you, but seriously, you might, like, next time it's on sale, really give it a look.
Everything is better. Like, it's one of the only like AAA game stories that I've genuinely got invested in for a long time, because the characters are smart. Like, you have the opening scene where Marcus drops his phone and a mysterious stranger picks up and goes, oh, there you go, have your phone back. And Marcus lobs it into the sea and goes, you're not fooling me. In any other AAA game, that would have been the final reveal. Oh, we've been tracking you all along with your phone. Marcus just like, nope.
Of course, because he's a fucking hacker. Why would he ever fall for that? Yeah. It's as much as obnoxious as some of the characters are, at least you fucking remember them.
Like they're all distinct and beautiful. I love all of them.
I wouldn't necessarily call them beautiful, but
they are beautiful.
Okay.
They're beautiful people.
But wasn't Aiden so iconic? And his iconic hat.
His hat.
No.
His iconic hat. What color was his iconic hat? I'm assuming it was dark colored.
Yes,
because he was
dark,
boring.
like the darkness in my soul.
He was boring and loved to murder. That was his entire personality.
And his justification was that one of his relatives had died at some point, so it's okay to be a serial killer now.
No one cares that much about a niece to slaughter your way across the city. No, I think I've actually said this on this podcast.
Yeah, I know.
No one gives a fuck about the niece.
Niece. No.
It's a niece. I wouldn't go out of my fucking way to help a niece who's trapped somewhere for like a short while. I'll just get a taxi or something. Who gives a fuck? I just wouldn't give a shit. So I wouldn't like, oh, niece is dead. That's not like oh no, that's like
of your niece. It's $1 million. No, I'm good. Click.
Yeah.
So, incidentally,
I wouldn't have picked up the call. I was sitting there going, nah, they got the niece, yeah.
We're mentioning about sales, by the way, and the launch sales really lagged behind, but apparently there was a statement put out in February 2017 that stuff really started to pick up because of word of mouth. Like, the word got around that this was way, way better, and Ubisoft's claimed that the publisher is now happy with how it did. So,
yes. Good. More.
And that's how
fun,
it should be.
Bright. It's such a bright game as well. Like, visually, it's clean and it's bright and it looks as fun as it is to play. It's not like rain and trench coats. It's like San Francisco and murder.
Yeah, and it's how it should be. You fucked up your first one. You lied to people. So, of course, people aren't going to buy your sequel on launch. But if you did better and you improved your shit, then yeah, people should eventually come around to that fact, learn about it, and say, all right, okay, you did what we asked you, now we're going to buy it, but we're not going to buy your bullshit launch pre-order bullshit version. That's not going to happen. We're not letting, we're not giving you that.
I'd like to point out, I've bought pretty much all their merch that they had as pre-order bonuses separately because I love that game so much.
It is very
like
good.
A little wrench statue. Ubisoft, like the collectible figures they make are genuinely beautiful. They're genuinely really nice figures. They're really well detailed and stuff. Anyway, I work for Ubisoft now, don't I?
Sometimes they make good shit, man. Sometimes they do. And that's the stuff we should buy, and the stuff that isn't, we shouldn't.
If you have the Watch Dogs, if you want to get Watch Dogs 2 and you can get the PC version, get it, because the fog effect that you can turn on is one of the most beautiful visual effects I have ever seen in a video game.
It's a very good fog effect. It does fuck your frame rate pretty hard, but it is very, very good.
Stunning. It's amazing. Until you get to 12 o'clock exactly when it fades away and it just goes, boo! It's just no fog. I'm like, I should have done that slower. It's like down a plug hole. It's like, fog. Yeah. Oh,
beautiful.
It's just the mayor of San Francisco rose out.
Yeah. Fog begone.
Oh, plug. Hey.
Yeah. After all the visual promises of 1, though, 2 is definitely the PC version. After they iron some of the issues out, it's this is good shit.
Yeah, I can't run it at max, and that's a beautiful thing. It's the first game when I can't run it at max, but just because it's so nice. Yeah. It's really pretty.
Yeah,
I love it.
I can run it at max of 1440p, and it looks. I'm sorry. What was that? I heard.
My computer can't run a webcam TV.
I heard the sound of those weak beta manlet graphics cards in the background there. And you don't hear the sound of my graphics cards because they're all custom water cooled and they don't make any noise.
Mine make a shit ton of noise. But if I'm playing in VR, I'm I gotta move the microphone quite far away from the computer because that thing it sounds like it's about to take off.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, I'm like, shh, right now. Also, the top keeps popping off.
God, how do you have such a shit PC when you have such a big channel?
It's a good PC. It's just, I just burnt through. I make so many fucking videos. I kill them. Every 2 years, I'm like, I need to get a new PC because this one's suing me.
Oh,
it's that level of abuse. It's like, I come home and it's just gone and there's a note I'm finally fed up. I'm sorry.
I've had enough of this shit. I'm going to live with my aunt. She treats me right.
I'm like, no, I don't give a shit about you.
Oh, God, we're going to go to a break, and then we're going to let Jesse get a word in edgeways. We'll be back after the break. Don't go anywhere. You're watching NerdCubed show now, apparently. We'll see you after the break.
Fuck nieces.
Oh, my... No, not literally.
What?
God.
This is a Game of Thrones thing.
I was going to say, you're too much into the Game of Thrones. Stop it. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Corruptional Podcast. We don't have any damn sliced cheese, and that's bullshit. I just want to point that out. True. Who the hell has a sandwich with shredded cheese in it? What kind of idiot would do that? Me is the answer to that, because I don't have any sliced cheese. Don't have any block cheese? No.
A clumsy Wolverine would also have that. I'd be like, I got some cheese. Whoa!
I guess that's true. Yeah.
It's everywhere. Oh, it's in my raccoon wounds. Jesse, tell me about your raccoon wounds. Also, what have you been playing this week?
What? What?
Sometimes I make really dumb references, and it's best to ignore them. What have you been playing this week?
Okay, yeah. So right off the bat, just because it came out yesterday, the Destiny 2 beta for PC is out. It's the exact same content that's in the Destiny console beta.
So about an hour worth, then?
You get to play what I believe is the intro level. Who knows what it's actually in the game, but you get to play this intro level, and then you get to do a dungeon, and then PvP, lots of PvP if you want to do that. I will say that even though it's not new content, God, is it so much more fun to play on PC.
Of course
it's just it's an incredibly good feeling shooter to play with a mouse and keyboard, and I'm so happy that I don't have to do it on a console now. I can't even begin to express to you how thrilled I am. Yeah, but I think right now the big issue is that because Destiny 1 was a console exclusive, there's a bunch of people who played Destiny 1, so in their mind, they're gonna get stuff to carry over from 1 to 2 and whatever. They're gonna stick to console. I'm like, but what if we all played on PC instead?
What if we had cross-save, basically? There was a big push yesterday, I think, on some social media platforms for cross-save, which I think is a great idea. Fuck cross-play, obviously, that's not going to ever work. Cross-save, though, sure. But didn't they specifically say that they didn't want people to be able to do that so that the PC crowd would all be starting kind of on the same playing field? I don't recall.
There's not going to be any sort of crossover at all. You're either PC or your console. I don't know what that's going to mean for either the PC or the console player base.
I think it'll be fine on both.
I imagine so. I'm more curious to see what the numbers end up being in the end, though. But with that said, I don't expect to have any problems on the PC version with an audience of players, because it's on BattleNet. Like, it's straight up on even in order to get into the beta, it was like, go to the Destiny page, enter a code, then they give you a code to go to BattleNet. So it's like, oh, all right. Yeah, it's one of those games that I think at the end of the day, it was needed on a PC.
It was needed on the PC in the first place. Why would you not bring a looter shooter to fucking PC? Are you out of your minds?
Yeah, it actually has what appears to be a good story, or at least one that is not designed to be really, really grand, but not actually like delved into. Instead, this time,
but it actually has one this time.
Yeah, this time there's the overarching story, but it's really at the end of the day, like, the story of, hey, you guys lost and now get the band back together and go murder people, which is a solid, good, it's always a fun story.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think that mechanically it looks and feels just like Destiny 1. Anyone who says like this is an upgraded experience, I don't know if that's the case at all. They've just added more to the actual game. And so yeah, I can get behind it because it's kind of what I wanted for the first one. We'll see on launch what it actually is. The stuff that exists now is fun, but it's you're gonna get maybe 2 hours unless you're super into the PvP stuff. Maybe 2 hours of content in the beta.
Yeah. So. And even if it is just like Destiny 1.5 or whatever, because it wasn't on PC in the first place, I don't see how that matters to PC users.
Yeah,
that's actually fine.
Being a fun overall experience, I don't give a shit what you want to call it, as long as it's better than the first one, and I can play it on PC, which is great.
Yes, that really is it. I'll give it a shot. I'm not the world's biggest looter shooter fan. I'm not the world's biggest bullet sponge fan, but also to give it a try. I don't want to try it with an hour's worth of content. I'll wait till the actual game comes out and then play around with it there. Did you get a chance to do any PvP at all?
Yeah,
what do you reckon?
So PvP, I'll be real with you. PvP, I think, is super fun, but my comparison, I cannot give you an accurate one, because me trying to shoot in a good competitive way with a controller, no, they're not even on the same level. So what I thought was like the worst PvP in the world on console is not the case on PC. So comparison wise, I'm a terrible person to ask about that. What I will say is that there's a lot of people playing it. Like if you want to get in the beta and play PvP and see what the different classes are like and which one works best and how they've changed all the different weapons and stuff like that, that's probably a good place to do it. But yeah, I'm the worst person on the planet to ask about differences in PvP. It feels solid right now. But Bungie's never, like, they're known for making pretty solid PvP in their games. So that's not an issue. I'm not the person to ask. I sucked at the PvP in Destiny 1 just because I couldn't aim for shit. I was like, hold on, let me slowly turn up. I missed now, or I'm dead. Yeah.
Fuck FPS on console. I don't even know how people fucking play it. I really don't. It's like, It's trying to control a car, but you're not using your arms. You're using those kind of fly swatter grabber things to do it. And it's like, I'm oversteering. How did this happen? I don't understand. This should work fine. And then you fucking wrap around a tree. It's hopeless.
That sounds
shit.
more fun than a first-person shooter on console, though.
To be fair, yes, it kind of does. Yep. Fuck it. It's the dumbest shit. And Halo making people believe that FPS on console was okay was a mistake. That was abundantly clear. Playing anything else this week, Jesse? What you got?
Yeah, so I also did a bunch of Uncharted Lost Legacy.
Yes.
Which, I mean, it's straight up just Uncharted, except it's Chloe and Nadine instead of Nathan and his brother.
Okay.
But with that said, I think the interaction between the two is great. Claudia Black is always a fantastic voice actress.
Yeah.
The one thing that I'm thrilled about that exists that I can't even begin to stress how happy I am is on the 4th level, and people doubted me. They doubted me, but I read it on the internet, so I knew it must have been true. In the 4th level, it's a big open area. You can collect coins that eventually unlock a bracelet that your character will start wearing that rings and chimes and glows every time you're near a hidden item, and it's maybe the most life-saving thing I've ever had in my life. I'm like, I don't have to go look for them anymore. So it's pretty great. That's my one little thing. Other than that, it's straight up just Uncharted. There's not like the story is an Uncharted story. The characters are Uncharted-y. The cutscenes are exactly what you would expect. Like, it is straight up a DLC that they repackaged and sold as a standalone.
Okay.
But
which is fine.
It's fun. Yeah, if you're into Uncharted games and you like those games, you will love this game. It's as simple as that. There's really nothing else to it. It's a ton of fun.
All right.
And I would let's talk about Observer for a minute.
All right, we're going back to Observer. Okay.
Observer, that is a game that I think I expected spoilers, by the way, not like plot spoilers, but like decision spoilers. That is a game that through 99% of the game, you feel like every choice you're making is one that is like, oh my God, this affects something, or this changed something, or this did something, or the game is giving you context clues like, oh, well, if I do this, I can't do this, or if I do this, can't. At the end of the day, nope. It's literally down to a choice at the very end of the game.
I can't say I'm massively surprised by that.
After having looked it up, it's like, I wanted it to be more. There's a point in the game where your guy literally says, if I jack into another head, I'm going to die. And so we all thought, oh, okay, well, that means your choice, your end game choice is now involved whether you jack in any more heads. So if you die in there, then that's it. So maybe you'll miss the rest of the game. Nope, that's just a red herring that's like, okay. So we skipped a bunch of shit because we didn't want to die a stupid way. Because the game told us we would, and instead went through, I don't know, it is a phenomenal game that definitely requires more than one replay. But with that said, it still has the problem a lot of games with choice have, which is it's all bullshit choice. In the end, you're down to one of two things at the very, very end, which, God, there are so few games that actually make you feel like you're making real changes in the world. And when those come along, I want to praise those, but this is not one of them. This is an experience game where if you are a person who really wants to have your mind blown and be weirded out, not necessarily frightened or horrified, but just really unsettled, this is a game you should experience because it's pretty interesting. But God, it definitely has that problem that it's like the Telltale syndrome, right? So I don't know. I want it. There's a mystery in this game. There's a lot to it. God, trying not to spoil stuff is difficult. There's a lot to this game that I think you'll never find out on your first playthrough, which I think is super interesting and super cool, and it's a reason to go back. But with that said, you have to prepare. You have to prepare yourself for, oh, this is a weird experience. It's not a good. You're not going to walk out and be like, I'm so glad I played that again. He'd be like, oh God, I'm doing this. Okay, let's do this thing. So, yeah. That's what I'll say about Absolver.
Okay. Yeah, I have no intention of touching it. I've heard immersive, yeah, okay. It's not my sort of thing, I must admit. And
this is someone in chat mentioned Layers of Fear. These are the same devs. In Layers of Fear, choices you made and directions you went affected the end. There were 3 endings, I believe, and they weren't based off of choices you made at the very, very end. It was throughout the entire game, choices you made. Even in the DLC, directions you went while exploring your parents' past, that changed the ending. And so going into this, we were like, okay, let's like change some things and do. Possibly it changes some of the information you get. That might be true. There are definitely some moments in the game where, like, one great example is you are following a white deer. You're following a Patronus, basically, and you can either continue to follow it or go the other way. And we followed it because we want to see where that story went. Okay. I don't know what happens when you go the other way, so I think that's worth a second playthrough. But there's plenty of things here where it's like you have the potential, and they tell you, like, straight up just tell you, like, you can't do this or don't do this or do this. And so you want to go against the grain. You want to explore things. They give you passcodes and numbers to things that you have no idea what they're connected to. And so there's so much stuff there. But at the end of the day, at least from what I can tell, there's only 2 endings. And the 2 endings are choice made at the very, very end.
Okay.
And so it's like, well, why do that, though? And so,
it's because it's easy. You know, anything that if you have a choice in the middle of your game, then it has to affect every piece of content technically after that. So that means you've got to split, huge amount of development time. And there's always that risk of, well, what if players don't see it? Which to me is like, that's bullshit. That's cool. It's really cool. You'll get people to play the game again. Or even if you don't, you'll at least get them interested to read more about it. And it's like, oh, there was a totally different thing in there? I've said it time and time and time fucking again. Like, one of the best games in the world is Guardian Heroes on Sega Saturn. They reported it to 360. It's got 30 levels. You only ever play maybe between 6 to 8 of them in every run. And that means everything's different every time. It's got a huge amount of replayability, 8 different endings. They don't care if you didn't see 90% of the content because they know you're going to go back and do it again. And that's awesome. I love the feeling of being able to do that. That's the coolest thing about video games. Because, a book never changes except those choose-your-own adventures. That's why I like those, the choose-your-own adventures and the fighting fantasy. It's like, I can read it again. It'll be different. Amazing. That's video games. Yep. It's brilliant. Also, port Guardian Heroes to something that isn't 360. For fuck's sake. Please.
Oh, they'll get around to it. That's what this generation is. Just port everything.
Good. I like that. I don't know why people are... Well, I get why people are upset about bad remasters and bad ports. I don't understand why it's like, oh, you brought a game from a format that isn't backwards compatible and doesn't work properly anymore. That's a terrible use of resource. No, it's not! Because that means that a whole bunch of new people might get to play it. And I can play it at a better frame rate or whatever. This is good. Do all the stuff. It's fine.
Yep. Get the old 3DFX games working on PC again. No graphics cards run those anymore. I want to play Heads. Do you remember Heads? Did you ever play Heads?
No, I don't at all remember that.
It's a game where you play as a little, I don't know, actually, whatever. You're up against aliens, these purple aliens, but they wear these heads, original. And the heads give them abilities. And when you kill the alien, they drop their head. And you can grab hundreds of these things, and they all have different abilities. So you're always battling the same enemy, but they always look different. It was like Pokemon if Pokemon was a crap third-person shooter. I loved it.
That's not exactly a sales pitch, but you know what? I'll take it. But you're right. Like, there's a bunch of old PC games that just don't work anymore. Yeah. And that's it.
I loved it because it had the almost tense moment of when they drop their thing, the enemy can pick it up again and they beam away after a few seconds. So you have to then keep battling them or grab it yourself if you want to unlock that ability. And then you're just like, I lost it. It'll be like a flying one or something. You're like, oh, goddamn.
I'd be fine if they never released new video games for a couple of years and just ported all those old things because they were all good and awesome and it would be fun to play them again. That'd be pretty cool. Anything else you've been playing this week, Jesse?
I'm looking through stuff. I mean, I literally just today played Super Blood Hockey.
Oh,
that was not a word I expected to come after Super Blood.
Yeah, I did see this on Steam and thought that it kind of looked pretty neat. Is it? Is it as neat as it looks?
It reminds you, take every old Super Nintendo hockey game that ever existed.
That's good.
And then, up the blood and insanity factor by like 20 and then make it kind of silly. And it's
that.
It took me back. I had a moment while playing where it took me back to childhood. I had a ton of fun. The best part about it, at least from my perspective, is when fights break out, you can like just start pummeling one guy and just take him out of the match. But he keeps like squirming on the ice and he won't leave. So he'll just be there like gyrating and like splurting blood as you play around him.
I'm watching a fight on the screen right now. Needless to say, Northern Lion played an ice hockey game, because of course he is. He's the most stereotypical Canadian scumbag you've ever seen. But there's like a fight, like when a fight breaks out, it's like fight, and then everyone just beats the shit out of each other.
I'm disappointed I'm watching Northern Lion. So what I did, because I realized...
I love that quote. I'm disappointed I'm watching Northern Lion. We could just take that out of context and just put it on everything. Let's put on a t-shirt. Let's go.
There's a guy vomiting blood. That's amazing.
How did he lose a fight? Anyway, so...
Don't ask.
So when I played, I was like, well, I'm going to play as America. And my first game I played against Russia, and the second one was against Canada. And so I jacked the difficulty up to hard, because like I played hockey games as a kid all the fucking time. So I know what I'm doing. And when I went in, I was like, oh, well, if I'm going to play as America, there's different classes. You know, like in every hockey game, there's the skinny guy, normal guy, and the fat guy, right?
Okay. In every hockey game. Okay.
Every hockey game.
I don't know much about hockey. I'm going to have to disagree with you.
And so there's in this one, there's the playmaker, and then there's the enforcer, and then there's like the quick guy, whatever the case may be. I decided to go 4 enforcers. And so like fat redheaded dudes, I was like, let's go, bros. And I just like didn't even bother. I just beat the shit out of everyone and then scored goals. It was like, this is the greatest game.
I want that.
I will simply say that the Canadian game that I ended up playing was so fucking funny, because Canada, I was up 3-0, made a Canadian joke. I said, I think what I said was, the puck, like Quebec, wants nothing to do with you, is what I said. And then they scored 3 goals on me. And I was like, oh shit, you don't piss off Canada. I'm not going to say how the game ended, but it was really fucking funny. I can't. Yeah, you can beat up the ref. The ref can get in the way. You can hit the hockey puck and like take dudes out. They explode, and it's really funny. But it's at its core, it's just a normal old school hockey game.
I love old school sports games. I don't like sports games, especially not modern ones. But I play like the old FIFAs and obviously shit like Sensible Soccer. And I'd play like any old sports game that was the sort of top-down, more simple kind of style. And then, of course, the violent stuff like Mutant League Football and Speedball 2 was fucking great. I'd love them to do a proper version of that. They have tried, and it's been fucked up all the time. They are making a new Mutant League, aren't they? They kickstarted that. Don't know if that's ever coming out. But and there are people pointing out stuff like NBA Jam and NFL Blitz and stuff like that. Yeah. I like that. I don't like sports, but I like those. So I might be into this.
I think the problem that I have with most modern sports games, and Krendor's in chat now, so he'll definitely disagree with me.
Oh, shut up. He says things I don't even understand.
Modern sports games, the problem I have is that because they're trying to make it so real, they've included so many mechanics and things to like change it up. And you have to do this. What's brilliant about this game is that it's a hockey game where straight up you have pass, punch, shoot, and then like a steel mechanic, and that's it. That's all there is to it. It's as simple as that. And then you aim just by using your controller, and that it's such a simple thing. It's all I require. It makes me feel so good. I'm like, I don't need to overthink this.
That's good. That's good enough.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, Windjammers is out today, isn't it?
That's also a great game that I played it at PlayStation Expo, whatever the hell that damn thing's called, PSX, that is in LA every so often. That is super fun and super simple as well. It's literally you're just playing air hockey, but it's Windjammers, and that's all there is to it. It's not even, you can kind of control where you're aiming and how to like curve the Windjam or whatever the hell that damn thing's called, but straight up, it's a simple ass game, and those are so because you're then relying not on like mechanics and shit, you're relying on strategy and simple mechanics, and I love that shit. So I think that's a great game too. Plus, it's really silly and really 80s, so I love it.
I think it's a lot of why Rocket League's got as popular as it is, because really, like, there's a lot of potential skill in Rocket League, but to play Rocket League it's a simple concept: drive car into ball. Everybody can understand that.
Yeah.
And I guess that that's a good way for them to bring back the old school style of simple sports. I mean, you take it back to Pong. Pong's still fun. It's still good. You can still play a version of Pong and still have some fun with it, because at the end of the day, it's a simple competitive sports game, and that's timeless.
Yep. Although the best ever sports game was one of the Pro Evolution Soccers on the PS2.
Okay.
Because it had a small bug in it where if you scored a goal, pushed start and went to the replay, every time the ball went over the goal line in the replay, that would count as a goal for you. So I could actually play that football game, because I've been like 1,000-0. So I was like,
Oh, all right. Look, normally I think Krendor is a crazy person.
Where did this come from?
Mega Man Soccer was the fucking shit back in the day.
Wait, that exists? I thought you just made that up. What are you talking about?
Oh, fuck. Does that exist still? Can I play that on something?
I mean, you could emulate it, sure.
Oh my god, that game was so goddamn good.
Pro Jared played this a month ago, apparently. He did a stream.
God damn. It was one of the few games that I rented. Because,
oh my god, this looks great.
I very, very rarely rented games, but I rented it so many times that they finally were just like, do you want to buy this? Fucking Blockbuster Video was like, can we just sell this to you? I loved it so much. Oh my god.
I love that. This looks exactly like what I want. Like I love the sort of the futuristic kind of sportsy games with the simple controls and the flat sort of side-scrolling perspective. I love this kind of shit. I didn't even know this existed.
The game was so good.
1994. I'm going to assume it's like Super Nintendo, or maybe it was like a Neo Geo game or something.
It's Super Nintendo.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah. And you could like change up your team, and I guess he's playing one where it's Mega Man's versus Dust Man's. But I remember that you could like change your team, and you could have different goalies and different players, and like it didn't always have to be Mega Man.
Why are both teams the same color? I was like, where's the enemy players? I just realized they're both in blue. That's really stupid.
This has to be a ROM, right? What is he?
Well, yeah, of course it'll be. It'll be an emulator.
If you look at other screenshots of this game, they are not like Mega Man. There's a blue team and a gold team and a red team, and like there's different color teams. Yeah, all right. So I was right. There's definitely versions of this game where you can create a custom team and have different players on it and different. Oh my god, and there's different fields. There's Dust Field, Pharaoh Field, Needle Field, Fire Field. Oh my god,
this is great. I'd play the hell out of this. I don't care about football or Mega Man, and I would play this. Yeah, here's a one with a few different colors in it. There we go. But yeah, you could just grab this on an emulator. I'm going to assume they never ever did a
Krendor, I can't believe I forgot all these years later about that game, but goddamn, was that a good game. What a good game. See, this is what I'm talking about. At the end of the day, it's real simple, but it combines a few little Mega Man mechanics. So when you like charge up or something, you can like do crazy abilities with it.
Yeah, you can do moves.
It's not overly complicated. It's a simple game, but like, it's like Mario Tennis.
Yes, it's fun. Yeah, I don't give a fuck about Mario or tennis. I'll play Mario Tennis any day. There was a Mario football game that was really good. Was it Mario Strikers or something? That was good too. Yeah. So basically, make all sports games fantasy sports, and everything's wonderful.
And simple.
Yes, and simple. Keep the bullshit out. You're not.
My God.
If you're making a simulator, make a simulator. If you're making an arcade game, make an arcade game. Don't try and mix the two up. It just makes a mess, and it isn't fun to play for a lot of people.
Yeah, it's like when you play whatever the next WWE game will be, and you spend like 18 hours building your perfect move set from this huge list, and you're like, all right, but if I'm in this position in this way, and he's on the floor there, I'm going to punch him like this. Actually, the simple version of that, Wrestling Revolution 3D is now on Steam, and it is the best wrestling game of all time.
It's the worst.
It is amazing.
We saw the trailer for that thing.
It is the best thing. You can Okay, so it's a wrestling game made by, what's his name? Is it McDickey or something?
Yes,
Who
McDickey.
used this wrestling engine to make a Jesus simulator and a prison game. They're brilliant. They are literally hilarious. So in this game, it's just like your standard kind of wrestling game, but it's slow and laggy and weird, and it doesn't quite work. But you can customize everything to such stupid, relentlessly stupid levels. Like you can have a Royal Rumble in a 1 meter by 1 meter ring. It can be like 1 meter by 1 meter, 50 chairs in it, fight, and see what happens. Or you could be like, oh, let's put ladders in. But if you have like 30 ladders in the ring, they'll stack up. So you can climb so high you are above the stadium and then leap off of 30 ladders and completely miss every single person. It is the most beautiful, brilliant, superb wrestling game of all time.
Except WWE All-Stars exists, which is better, so, you know.
In that game, can you climb up 30 ladders and jump down? In fact, can you stack office chairs on top of each other, climb up to the top of them, and then the bottom one falls out so they all collapse and you just die?
You can't do that.
You can die in this game in the season mode. You can kill wrestlers. You can, like, rip their arms off and stuff.
I want to play that so bad.
I mean, you can play on Steam right now. You might want to do a crazy thing with it, but All Stars, like I said, there needs to be a new version of this because it was so good. It was just dumb. Everything was super exaggerated. Everyone's like 8 foot tall and completely bulked up.
They're like action figures. Like,
yeah, they were. There was like an action figure wrestling game and everything. Like they even made the fucking sharpshooter look amazing. Like Hulk's leg drop, he jumps 30 feet in the fucking air. It's all incredible. It's so very good. And like the old WWE arcade games as well, where The Undertaker could literally shoot lightning at people. That was great too.
My favorite, everyone's favorite bit, would be jumping from the helicopter in the old wrestling games.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a helicopter hovering there. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I like jumping off of high things in wrestling games.
Yeah. Unfortunately,
I like Shane McMahon.
Yeah, I apologize. This is really shitty footage. Unfortunately, this was on PS1, PS3, and Xbox 360. But oh my god, it was really good. You know what's weird about that? You know that the mobile game they made, WWE Immortals, like where everyone's like that Roman Reigns is a literal Roman and The Rock is made of stone. The finishes in that were like amazing. The game's boring, but the finishes in that game, they're so good. Like it's just, hey, we made everyone an actual fantasy character, which means all of their finishes are literally that. So it's fucking brilliant. Yeah, shame the game sucks, but hey, never mind.
Yep.
I'm still playing so kind of going back to mobile for a little bit. Still playing some of that Titanfall game, and still liking it. It's very good. It continues to be very good. We'll see where they go with the future development of it, because obviously that's gonna really matter a lot. But I've ranked up to like silver rank or whatever, and I'm encountering a bunch of new nasty stuff, and strategies are changing, the meta's shifting, and it's just like I said, it's a better Clash Royale with a better theme. With Titans are fun, and it keeps bits from the Titanfall game. Like Titans don't come in from the start. That's in this game. Like the first minute, there are no Titans, so you deploy pilots and burn cards initially, and the whole game is about capturing hard points. You can't capture a hard point with a Titan. You can only capture it with an infantry unit, so it means that they both matter. If you send a pilot up on a building, he'll jump on the top of the building. He's gonna path around to where you tell him to go. You can place him and he'll follow the path to there, and then he'll follow his own AI after that. So you got a bit more control than you have in Clash Royale, where you just dump and shit. And you can drop Titans on people and they kill them. Titanfall just flattens people, and it's brilliant. And there's actually more Titans in the mobile game than there is in the main game. You can have a big Scorch with a giant hammer. The Nuke Atlas just has 2 giant fists and just punches the shit out of people and then explodes. It's good. It's genuinely good. It's a 3-minute a match kind of game, and it's enjoyable. I think it is. I don't know. I still haven't hit that pay-to-win wall yet, and I'm sure it's going to be there, but it's come a lot later than other games, even if it is there. So full credit to them. They made a really good, light RTS, lane pushery kind of game with Titanfall. Good on them. What else have we been playing? Who's got what?
I have one.
So happy that I discovered this game again. You have no clue.
Okay.
My world just improved like 10%.
Hey, what game?
Mega Man. You
I
moved
on. You hadn't moved on.
I thought you moved on.
I've been like, look, I've been sitting here like, what if I got a retro console? And then like, oh, I haven't moved on.
You're on eBay.
I'm like, what if I get like a Retron and just fucking play? You might have moved on. I am in the past still. I'm so happy. You have no clue.
It's like emulators exist and they're very good. Trust me.
Man.
NerdCubed, Mr. Dan, you said you had something. What you got?
Oh yeah. I'm thinking about Mega Man now. How have you done this to me? I've been playing a lot of Heat Signature.
Ah, yes.
Tom Francis' next game, which is the best space game.
What?
It's
you want to try again?
It's this weird combination of Hotline Miami and interstellar travel. You fly around in a little pod. You start off with like a little base, and you fly around this little pod. It's basically like a one-seat little pod, and you find massive ships, dock with them, and then like slaughter your way through the ship to do quests and things. But if you get caught, you don't get killed or anything. They knock you out and fling you out of the airlock.
Okay.
So you can remote pilot your ship, and you can try and pick yourself up and then have a few goes, and you have less oxygen as it goes on. But it's got all of these systems that work beautifully together. So at one point, my ship was out of fuel, and it was over there, and I couldn't get it back. I'd been flung out of an airlock. My oxygen bar was going down. So to propel myself to a space station, I fired 12 shotgun shots in space to get myself
to
the distance
fly back?
and the speed. And then
Cool.
I actually managed to just get into the space station and survive with a fraction of health left. And I was like, it's the best goddamn game.
Yeah,
I've ever played.
so this is the guy that made Gunpoint. You remember Jesse, the Gunpoint, where you could rewire all the systems and shit? Do you ever get to play
the guy
that?
in the face just forever and ever and ever and ever and ever.
If you never got to play that, you might want to. The name of this game is Heat Signature, and it's by Tom Francis. So it literally is about invading and stealing ships, trying to sneak up on them and stealing them. And like you said, but it's got all this mechanics like you can get flung into space out of an airlock, and you're trying to survive and do all this other stuff. You can actually
control the big ships. You can steal the control. You can stealth it. You can knock people out. If you explode something, then get knocked back, fly through a window, and suck the oxygen out. It's amazing. It's genuinely amazing.
I love stuff with good system simulation where it causes emergent gameplay and funny shit to happen. That's great. Yeah, I remember seeing this a couple of years ago, and it was obviously nowhere near finished. So this beta is of last month, August, by the looks of it, and it's looking a lot better now.
It's great. It's just getting better and better. I believe Tom Francis, went to Valve to finish it. He went and sat with Valve to get their help to finish it. I believe he was talking about that. So So I'm kind of guessing it'll be soonish, because on Steam still is not available. You can get the beta from this side or whatever. I kind of hope it comes out soon, because I just want to be like, it's done now. I can play it more. Because like when a game's in beta, I hold back. But this thing every day is on. I'm like, it's my go-to game, and I'm like, I'm rendering. Heat Signature time.
I'm glad it's getting good. Like, Jesse, if you've not played Gunpoint, give it a shot.
Oh, you need to play Gunpoint.
I'm excited, yeah.
You can, like I said, you have a hacking glove that lets you rewire everything in the building. So you can like wire up doors to switches over here and electrify this, and it causes all this chain reaction to happen. If you can think up a really cool solution, it's the coolest fucking game in the universe.
Yeah, I once made the bing of an elevator arriving on its floor activate a sound detector that opened a door that I couldn't get past that's in front of me.
Yeah, you can do all sorts of shit. Or, of course, you just run in and knock the fuck people out, you know?
You can also, because you jump, your jump thing is like this huge arc. You have like...
You have special trousers. Yeah, you have special bouncy trousers. It's a very British game that lets you knock people out through the force of you trouser jumping at them.
But when you get them on the floor, you can punch them. You click to punch them, and you click them a few times to knock them out. If you keep hitting them, then you just kill them. And you could just go for like half an hour just like, yep, well... And their face is just paste, and the game starts to go like, oh, okay. You should stop doing that right now. You can literally leap through a window, land on someone, and just like smash them in the face a few times.
Gunpoint is really cool. Especially if you're okay at stealth. I'm super shit at it. But if you're okay at stealth and figuring out like systems puzzles, this is a very, very cool game.
I like that level that you're showing.
Oh, this one? Yeah, so from your video, mate.
Yeah, I made that level. You can it's got a level editor. Make your own levels.
Oh, there you go.
I believe that's the one that I made.
All right, there you go. You can go play his level. Does it have like Steam Workshop support? Can you download it? Whatever.
Don't know.
Yeah. I know.
I made the level for me. I don't give a shit about all. I was like, this is for me. I want a level that's like this. It's all, yeah. And it's got a silly spy story that doesn't take itself seriously. Also, it also has a demo that is a brilliant demo. Genuinely a brilliant demo. If you haven't played it, there is a demo that you can play. Well, it was. I hope it still is. But it's a separate sort of thing, and it's great. The demo is its own content story.
Right? You can just get the demo on their website right now.
Oh. Cool. Yeah, give it a shot, Jesse. I think you'll appreciate the humor and the bullshit. Can I tell you how good Rock of Ages 2 is for a second?
I haven't got it yet.
God,
it's great.
It's so fucking good. The first one was very, very good and very funny. The second one is that as well. Oh, the missus just brought me a San Pellegrino blood. This is your fault, Jesse. You did this.
Man, do those taste good.
That's so good. Thank you, love. Yes. So anyway, so Rock of Ages 2, very similar to the first one, which was a combined tower defense and bowling game. Now, the whole point being you have a castle and this cardboard cutout of a historical figure has a castle, and you try and knock the castle door down with the strength of your boulder, but you have to follow a course to get there, and the other person builds defenses to slow you down or try and knock you off the level. And it had a lot of very, very funny cutscenes. It was very Monty Python-esque, actually made by a Chilean development team.
The art style as well is just it looks like a Monty Python animation, the whole thing.
Rock of Ages 2, it's more of that. It has a 4-player online mode, which is 2v2, which is a fucking clusterfuck. They've made the online mode a lot better. There's more game modes. The campaign is much more expanded. There's way more stuff you can place now for defenses. And you travel through, Jesse, you'll love this, because the historical aspect of it is ridiculous.
That's the best part, yeah.
Yeah, it's like, this is super not in any way accurate, which of course it's not. I fought William Wallace, I killed Socrates, and I fought a burning giraffe at some point for no reason. I don't know why. And also I can never pronounce it, Don Quixote?
Don Quixote?
Is it really that? I am that shit.
Quixote?
Wow, yeah, Don Quixote. Apparently there's Napoleon in it, and apparently the France series is really good. And you will earn those other defenses. I've got fucking whales. I have whales on land, and they suck the boulder up and they spit it out. I have sticky cows that slow down the boulder. The cutscenes are just magnifico. They are so funny in every way. And it's more of what Rock of Ages 1 was, but better in every respect. It's more creative, it's funnier, the courses are better, the level design's better, the variety on the defenses is better, there's more modes. It's wonderful. So good.
Yeah, I'm
buying
ready.
it.
Yeah. You'll love it.
I love the first one. The first one was just brilliant.
Yeah, it's more of that. And that's what we wanted, really. I don't know what else they would have kind of changed. I don't think they should have. I think almost everything about that game is pretty much perfect. The only issue I have with Rock of Ages, same in Rock of Ages 2 as well, is that because of the time it takes to build the boulder, and you can now select boulders that take less time to build, but are like weaker in different ways, which is cool. But it takes a while to build a boulder, and once you built your defenses, you're kind of just sitting there waiting for your boulder to finish, which is a bit of a pain. It depends kind of how long you spend making the defenses and all that kind of thing. But other than that, the game is very, very fun. The tower defense aspect is better than it was, and the bowling aspect is as fun as it always was. Just running over shit with the giant boulder does not get boring. Beautiful.
Yeah, I'm downloading it right now. Looks great.
Great. You'll love it. The historical aspect, and they also have you fight mythological characters. You fight the Sphinx in kind of a boss fight. There's a foosball level. Yeah, it's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. I'm so happy with it. I had so much fun on stream with it yesterday. It was wonderful.
Cool. Yeah, I'm in. This looks great.
Yep, mine too.
Awesome. Anything else before we go to break? Any last couple of things before we talk about news, games, announcements, all that kind of thing?
I'm all done.
God, I don't think I've played anything else.
Nothing springs to mind. Nothing of note, really, I guess. All right, cool. In that case, we'll go to break. When we come back, we'll talk a bit about what was announced at Gamescom and also how fucking terrible Bethesda's Creation Club launch was. It was as bad as we feared. Oh my God. We'll be right back after the break, folks. Don't go anywhere. You're watching the Co-Optional Podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Co-Optional Podcast. Ooh, news-wise, lot to happen, lot to go on, lot to talk about. Of course, Gamescom 2017 just wrapped up. We were not there, thank God, because anyone that's actually done Gamescom knows that it is one of the most demanding, if not the most demanding game show in the world. Way more than E3. It's longer, it's bigger, it's got more people in it. It is a nightmare, basically. So I love watching people go, and they're like, I'm so excited, and watch their tweets slowly fall off by the end. Like, yeah! And by the end, they're just like, I don't even want to be around people. I just want to die. It's too much. Yeah, very much too much. But there were some pretty neat game announcements at Gamescom, so we'll cover that for a little bit. Big announcements, Age of Empires 4 is coming, and it will be developed by Relic. Interesting.
Well, yeah, we'll
Could
see.
be good.
Yeah.
Might be good, might not be.
Until when they announced 4, I was like, oh my God, new Age of Empires 3. Wait, 4? And I was like, my flashback with 3, I was like, oh yeah, no, that was bad.
It's potentially good, potentially not. Yeah, Relic's latest game was not well received. Relic's previous games have been, you know? So I don't know. It's, you know, they're a good RTS developer that's had some missteps. I can think of worse people to give it to.
Yeah.
So that's not too bad.
Age of Empires is pretty an easy formula to follow.
In theory.
Yeah.
Thing is, like, I remember Age of Empires Online actually just being good. Like, outside of the sort of online free-to-play-ish model, it was actually a good Age of Empires game, and it's a bit of a shame that it didn't succeed. That obviously was
I had no idea that existed.
I did a video on it a few years ago, and it was good. They shut it down, of course, but as an actual Age of Empires game, it was solid for what it was. Had a nice little bit of character. There was, I think, there was like a donkey. There was like a little donkey cart that would move, and it would sort of rock back and forth, and I don't know, it had its own unique little personality. I remember the donkey.
I remember the donkey.
Yeah.
That's good enough.
Remember that ass. Thank you. Sorry. I'm not sorry.
I know.
An announcement which kind of only interested, I guess, me probably out of these people who are here because it's a bit obscure is X4 Foundation.
Nope, you're right.
Yeah,
you're right.
No. X4X has been a long-running space sim genre where I've always compared it to playing its Eve single player.
That one. Oh, yes. I remember now.
Yeah, which was great. Had some tech issues, but great. Right up until X Rebirth was just a pile of dog shit. X4 looking to bring it back to where it was. It's exciting. They're making it in a new engine because that game was always beautiful. It was one of the best looking games on PC. Even X3, which is almost 10 years old now, I think, maybe a little newer, still looks gorgeous to this day. So I'm excited that they're bringing that out. That'll be cool.
I had a very brief run-in with the X series where I played. I was like, all right, let's do this thing. It's like, what do you want to be? I was like, I want to be a space pirate. It's like, okay, here's space, go.
Yes, there's a game which does not teach you well.
I guess I'm going to shoot a guy now as a police officer. You're dead. Oh.
Yeah.
I'll be going.
What else? There was, they announced Final Fantasy 15 coming to PC, which is great.
60 FPS, so close.
The Sea of Thieves is now cross-compatible between PC and Xbox, which is cool, I guess.
Yep. That's good.
You know what that means, though? Sea of Thieves was the only game I was like, well, I'm going to get that for Xbox. Now, once again, my Xbox is literally just for Netflix and HBO Go. That's it. That's all I have now. I don't know. They keep giving me reasons not to turn it on. I don't know. I want to use it. Give me something. Like,
it's not for PC gamers. Like that's the best way to look at it is they're not marketing it at us, and we just should be thankful all the games are available on PC. Like and I gotta say that Scorpio edition is pretty. For a black box with green text, it's a pretty black box with green text.
Yeah, it looks good.
It's powerful.
I don't like the controller on that Scorpio edition.
Nah,
the green text is off. I can't remember.
Oh, is it?
I saw it. I think I was like, I need to kill someone because of this, and I can't quite work out why. Yeah. It's slightly off, or it's I can't remember how they put it, but it was.
Did they announce anything for Cuphead, or is that still?
They showed it again, yet again. And be like, game of the show, game of the show. You've given it game of the show for 4 fucking years. Come on, release the fucking thing.
That's hype of the show at this point.
Yeah, it's bait. It's like press bait at this point, I think. Yeah, I don't know if it has a release date. Hopefully it does by now.
They announced a new world for Mario Odyssey, and it's food-based. And it made me just want a Mario food game. That's it. That's all I want. Is like,
Cooking Mario.
Yeah, that's all I want.
That's an obvious crossover. I don't know why they didn't do that.
Yeah.
Somebody's running down a corridor at Nintendo right now. I've got an idea.
Back on Xbox for a second, one thing they did is they've confirmed PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds as an Xbox exclusive on console. That'll shift. Yeah, if a console uses that's a big deal. You know, biggest game in the world right now, pretty much, in terms of its growth. So that's kind of a big deal.
Yep. You're missing the biggest announcement they had. Jurassic World Evolution!
Oh, that's
it looks good, yeah.
I'm ready. My life goal is when that game comes out is to buy an outfit like John Hammond and dress up and be like, welcome to Jurassic Cox, and just a whole series where I just run a dinosaur fucking park. And that's all I'm going to do for like 3 months. And I don't care what happens in the outside world. I'm going to run my park and be so happy. Yeah. I'm ready. Those old games, the old ones, and I'm trying to think of what the sim version was. There's the old Jurassic Park games were great.
Jurassic. Oh God, I can't remember the name of it.
Operation Genesis.
Yes, there you go. Thank you.
Very welcome.
Yep. It's just like it's a good theme for a tycoon game. Because didn't they have the Zoo Tycoon expansion that let you have dinosaurs at one point? There was one of the Zoo Tycoons that let you do that. Yeah.
Yeah, and now off to the fence. Up into the helicopter I go.
Yeah, it's perfect fodder for the tycoon genre. I hope they do it well.
It's been made by Frontier, so I have faith.
We'll see.
I like Planet Coaster. It's pretty. It's not a great management game, but it's what I want.
Yeah, that's the problem. I want a good management game.
I don't care about the management. If I'm like, all right, place the T-Rex there, I'm happy forever.
Very much care about the management. We'll see.
If I could I'm going to be in sandbox mode. I'm like, nah, I don't need a win or lose. I want a T-Rex. I want to put 17 T-Rexes in a 1x1 meter ring and then 50 chairs.
Fight! Jurassic Rumble. You say that, but I do have footage of someone in that T-Rex costume actually getting into a wrestling ring. It exists. It was in Israel, if you can believe it.
Though, all I want is to set up scenarios that are destined to fail and be like, nothing can go wrong in Jurassic Cox. Just like literally fucking watch dinosaurs eat people and be like, oh,
disaster.
Swimming pool, like massive death shark, prehistoric thing pen, like a fence like 1 meter high. And your advice is like, you're not saying Free Willy, man. They can do that easy.
These are my children. I've raised them since I was there at every one of their births.
Okay, Daenerys, calm the fuck down.
Glass walkway through the T-Rex thing. That'll be fine. Made out of sugar glass, it was cheaper.
Budget cuts.
My pig's blood on it. It's just to clean it.
The current global economy just can't support it, damn it. We're job creators. Oh, damn it.
All the stuff you sell in the shop, it's flavored like goat or whatever T-Rexes really go for. Oh, this jumper smells a bit.
It's brand no long. EA announced Dogs and Cats expansion for Sims 4.
Finally, that's only like the first one. It's like Unleashed. Oh my god, I just got that pun. Never mind.
Are you fucking kidding me? That was 15 years ago, mate. What the hell? You idiot.
I've always wondered why they called it Unleash. I'm like, they didn't go anywhere. They stayed home. And just
to be fair, you are British, and we don't call them leashes. They're called leads. So
yeah, unleaded. There we go.
Unleaded.
Sims unleaded. Was it added? Cars? Nope. Dogs. Yeah.
You know, as much as we mock it, if I was a Sims player, that would be awesome. You know, adding content to a basically infinite fucking game. The Sims is fun. It's a good series.
Sims 4 is dreadful, though.
I have
into
heard
it with a few of its expansions, and it's like, my favorite thing I did was in like the one that's like, you could live in the city and have a flat. Is I built a pool in my flat that is deeper than next door's flat, the flat below's flat. So they've got like a huge room that they just can't go in because it's my pool. Didn't get planning permission.
You're a dick neighbor. I'm glad I don't live near you.
So he goes in the door, just bangs onto a big concrete thing. What's this?
Was it Sims 2 that's regarded as the best, or was it Sims 3? I can't remember.
I think Sims 1.
Nah.
The one I always play, Sims 1. It's the one I always go back to.
Sure, but I don't think it's better.
I like the quiet depression of Sims 1, where it's just one person and it's dead silent. And he's like, I think I'll watch a bit of telly. And that's good. Then I'm like, blah. It's just a guy going like, how about I kill myself tomorrow? It's great. I miss that.
Oh, dear. Yeah, there's a bit of disagreement in chat as to whether Sims 3 or Sims 2. Sims 3 had the big open world thing, but it still has some performance issues, and like it really, because Sims 4 they really cut back on that, didn't they? Because of what happened with Sims 3, which is a shame.
I thought the Sims 4 was going to be like an online Sims, but they didn't go for it, so they convert it over.
I think that was actually what happened. Yeah.
Yeah, it lost a lot of its stuff. Like you can't, it's no, because in the Sims 3 you can like go into other people's houses and see them and stuff. Yes. It's not in Sims 4. It's loading times between everything because it was going to be other people's houses and stuff.
Yeah.
So the infrastructure is in the wrong place. I believe so.
Yeah, but you know the Sims games are good. I totally see the appeal. Absolutely, because they're basically tycoon games, but you're tycooning a life, which is fine.
Or in my case, you build a house, you put someone in it, and then you build another house and put someone in it, and then build another house. Because it was originally a house building simulator. And then they had little people that would self-animate, and then they started building on that side of things. Yeah. Eventually that took over. That's why the house building in the first one was so good, because that was the focus.
That was the focus, yeah.
Oh, dropping knowledge. I don't know if it's right.
I mean, you're probably right. And who cares if you're not? Lazy Game Reviews is just hammering at the screen. It's like, you're wrong about everything. I am a Sims historian, damn it. To be fair, he knows a lot about The Sims. Just a quick thing on the VR front. We got release dates for Skyrim VR, Doom VFR, and Fallout 4 VR. That's going to be November 17th for Skyrim, December 1st for Doom, which is the one I'm most interested in, and December 12th for Fallout. Impressions of Skyrim VR from Gamescom were almost universally bad.
Yeah, and it's on the PlayStation VR, which is a bunch of crap.
Yes, it compared to everything else, kind of, it's a bit
we're going to track you with 2 cameras. Are they infrared? No, it's just cameras.
We can't see behind you, so this is a problem.
I cannot get that thing to work in my house anywhere.
It's teleporting. They're doing teleporting in Skyrim, which is the game where walking around a giant fantasy world is the literal reason why people play it. Yeah, that's not gonna work. I'm happy about Doom VFR because it seems like it's custom built for VR, and they put the teleportation mechanic in the actual story. It's a device you get. It makes sense, and it still looks just like a ton of fucking fun. So I'm all over it with Doom VFR. The rest of it can kind of go fuck off. But
I care about Fallout. They're doing it good because Fallout has VATS, which lets you stop and think, and they've incorporated somehow VATS into the VR.
They have full motion in Fallout 4 as well, don't they? They let you walk.
Yeah, it's for the Vive, not the terrible, you can't even pick stuff off the floor PlayStation VR, which would be interesting. Oh, it's a great new weapon. That's a shame. It's on the floor. Oh, God damn it.
I think that was like mostly it. There was a lot of updates for a lot of existing games. Blizzard announced updates for Overwatch and all that good stuff. And there was that Assassin's Creed Final Fantasy crossover thing.
I figured, I hoped we would ignore that.
No, because you're on the show and I want to hear your opinion because you're an expert on this. Fire away.
In another place and time, another Jesse, another alternate, as we discussed at the beginning of the show, an alternate reality
Abrams Jesse. The Abrams versus Jesse.
The Abrams versus Jesse would be furious that Final Fantasy 15 was that sellouty. But this reality's Jesse does not give a fuck. I want to see those boys dress up in everything. Put him in whatever the hell you want. I don't give a damn. I want my 4 boys dressed up like whatever. I don't care. I think it's hilarious. I don't give a shit. That game is all over the map anyway. Fuck it. Sure, I'll do an Assassin's Creed festival. I don't give a shit. I'm in. Let's do it. I want to have my boys jumping on stuff, dressed up like sexy assassins. Fuck it. I'm in.
It's the dumbest, funnest idea.
I love it.
As someone that gives no fucks about any lore ever, I don't give a damn. But this just looks hilarious.
You literally, you shouldn't and don't need to care about the lore of Final Fantasy 15. It is so all over the place. It doesn't matter at all. Fuck it. It's just, at this point, it is, what can my 4 boys in their car do now? What crazy adventures can these guys get up to?
We got a fishing game. We got a shooting game. We got a co-op stealth game. We're Metal Gear now. Yep. We're Assassin's Creed now. I'm actually entirely okay with that.
I think it's great. Yeah, I think it's awesome. I'm in.
I actually was kidding about Metal Gear, but they're literally now fighting a Metal Gear in the trailer for the Assassin's Creed DLC. Fucking hell.
Shit. That's part of the game. One of the DLC is straight up Metal Gear, and one of them is straight up like Dark Souls-ish. Like, they don't even try to pin this thing down.
This thing's free as well? It's free DLC?
What? Oh yeah, as long as you have the main game.
Why the fuck are people complaining then?
There's no reason. People are complaining because it's Assassin's Creed, and they're like, blah, 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 blah.
Oh, okay.
Doesn't even fucking matter. It's gonna be so much fun and silly. The Chocobo Festival event they did was great. Like, they're doing events the way an MMORPG would do events, but it's in like a single player game. And now there's a co-op mode and shit. Fuck it. It's gonna be so much fun. Guys, I could sit here. Alternate Abrams versus Jesse could sit here and say to you that he thinks Final Fantasy's lost its way. But this reality's Jesse fucking loves this game. Loves this game. I love it so much. No joke. I could play it all day. It's so much fun.
Can we have a Final Fantasy 15 cross Splatoon? Like, where the boys could be kids and squids now?
I'd be so fucking excited to see all 4 of them as different little squid guys. Squid cheaty versions of themselves. I'm in.
I love it. Are you okay, Dan? You disappeared and there was a bit of hammering for a second. Either you had a really quick violent wank or something else is going on.
He likes Prompto. Huge Prompto fan. He's like, give me that Gladio, take your shirt off. Look, I get it. I get why people want to see these guys dressed up as weird shit. They are like, what is the male version of waifus?
Husbando, isn't it? Oh, I like Gaifu though. I think it's better because Bill's like Husbando. I think Gaifu is a better one.
Gaifu's way better than Husbando. Yeah. Oh, of course.
Yeah. Husbando's Dodger bullshit. Anime weeb nonsense.
Why did she think of Gaifu Dodger?
Because she's not clever
so much better.
Or funny. We got to rail on her because she's not here, and we're cowardly and wouldn't do it to her face. Gaifu, I love it. That's great.
I get it. Gaifu.
How's that not a thing?
Gone. Kill it. That's stupid. Gaifu is way better.
That's got to have been. There's no way you were the one who came up with that. That's too good for you.
We refuse to let Dan have this one.
You're not funny, you asshole.
I'm checking on Google.
No way.
Urban Dictionary.
Urban Dictionary as of February 4th, 2017. Male waifu. Nobody voted it. I think you actually did come up with it. This is you now. This is yours. You've kind of.
Oh, fuck. It's going to become a thing, isn't it?
How did it not already? How did people not already do this? Oh my god. Yeah, this is yours, man. Take ownership of this shit.
The crossover between people who can rhyme and people who like anime is apparently really small.
The crossover of people who are funny and people who like anime is very limited.
Have you seen how animes are titled? I mean, fuck, those people aren't coming up with words.
No. Okay.
Those people.
Those
anime
fucks.
Goddamn weeb bullshit. All right, let's get on to some other bullshit. People have been looking forward to this, I think. I certainly was not. Fallout and Skyrim Creation Club, but really only Fallout right now. Bethesda Creation Club has arrived, and it was everything we hoped it would not be. Oh.
And we're all surprised.
We hoped.
Google for it, and the top thing says, please just let this die.
Oh, my God. So, when this was announced at the Bethesda conference at E3, which a lot of people thought was quite underwhelming, this was like you're bringing paid mods back again thing. And a lot of us, made some pretty lengthy arguments about how, look, it's kind of not paid mods. It's real development milestones. These are real devs being paid real money for content that is then owned by Bethesda, so it's not mods. But we're like, you know what? If you're going to ask people to pay for this shit, it has got to be something that I can't already get for free. And they were saying, it totally won't be. Like, nothing that's available now are you allowed to make into a paid mod. Except, as it turns out, you totally fucking are, and that's exactly what they released. And there is nothing in that opening lineup at all that would ever tempt me to spend even a fucking penny on it.
The worst part is they give you 100 credits just up front, and you're like, well, that seems nice. There is nothing worth buying for 100 or below. Nothing.
No, it's a reskin, it's a recolor of the Pip-Boy. That's all you can get for that amount. What got me is the fact, so they added in horsepower armor, which is a funny kind of joke at their expense, except they then fucking charged for it, so it's not funny anymore. If you gave it to everybody for free, they would have probably appreciated that joke. But they didn't. It's unbelievable.
Like, it's so funny they just did the same thing again. That's beautiful.
Yeah. So current situation, I talked to one of the makers of the original version of this on Twitter. So people pointed out, anyone that was eagle-eyed pointed out pretty much immediately, Hellfire Power Armor, which is on sale for $5 on this thing, already exists on Nexus mods and has for weeks. Yes.
$5 for armor? Christ.
Well, not only is that terrible, but that, as I found out, apparently there was parallel development by two completely different people on Hellfire Power Armor, because Hellfire Power Armor is kind of based on something that happened in Broken Steel in Fallout 3. So the two separate guys were making two separate Hellfire Power Armors, one premium, one not. The Hellfire Power Armor that's free on Nexus mods is better and more advanced, and there's more features. And yet this one's out for $5. And it's just an item. It's a $5 item with apparently a shitty fetch quest attached to get it. That's awful.
The thing that I think is interesting, and this is, I know a bunch of articles have already said this, so if people have read this, it's totally true. They have items you can get for like 400, 500 credits, but no matter what, the minimum credit you can buy is $750.
Yeah,
so you're paying $750, which I think is like $8, $8. No matter what, baseline you're paying that, which means then you have a bunch of floating around credits, which if you want to get rid of them, you're dumping in more money in order to. I hate it. It's just like when every arcade switched over to cards, and so now you're like, they got you with that scam of like,
that elixir that you can't spend, and then you've got to go back a second time to do it. To be fair though, I actually kind of like the card system because it's just so much easier to dig it around your pocket for coins. But you're right though. There is the scam.
No ease here. There's zero ease of use.
Yeah. All of this stuff is available in much, much better versions. There's like a 40-piece of furniture pack, which that sounds kind of neat, 40-piece furniture, except there's a 1,000-piece furniture pack on the Nexus mod site for free that's better. There's additional context was provided by, because needless to say, Gopher, who we've had on the show before, who is a mods expert, went on a fucking tear about this, and he's the calmest guy in the world. He went on a tear about this. He's angry about it. There was a mod developer called Rob Daniels that posted some additional context for this and said he was the author of 50 Ways to Die at Dr. Nick's and co-author of Fusion City Rising, Outcasts and Remnants, big Fallout 4 quest mods that have been voted really good on Nexus, right? As soon as Creation Club was announced, he applied, including his body of work. Bethesda ignored him. Like, this is a guy, this is a top modder who has produced a bunch of successful stuff that is clearly good. Bethesda didn't even bother to get back to him multiple times after him trying to say, hey, here's my CV. I'd love to make some really good quest content for you and have you fund it and maybe provide voice acting. That's the thing I'd pay for. This third-party developed really good like quest DLC that had that. I was about to say that Bethesda level polish, and then I realized how stupid that sounds. But
and then a guy flies into space.
But the one thing that is a problem in a lot of mods is good quality VO and a certain level of production polish, that modders have difficulty getting access to. Mm-hmm. That is the kind of thing Bethesda could easily set up. They could pay the milestone, and then it's like, hey, yeah, we have these voice actors. We're going to go up to them. We're going to pay them their daily SAG-AFTRA rate, and we'll have them do the VO work for you, and then give it to you. You just write the stuff, they'll do it. That's a good deal. That's something you can make some really nice story DLC that way that couldn't really be done by modders without that level of support. But apparently they've just ignored it. And Rob thinks that this is basically all aimed at scamming PS4 owners out of money that can't have the mods yet. Because, Xbox has mods now and PS4 doesn't. So they're just trying to get a bit extra money out of PS4 owners and fuck everybody else. That's such a sad state of affairs.
Yep. But that's Bethesda.
Sadly. The one thing I'm going to say is that the reaction to this obviously has been justifiably, this is bullshit, and it is. Can we stop with the whole apocalypse now Armageddon situation of they're now going to shut down Nexus mods and close down every modding thing, and you're not going to be able to make mods anymore, and literally everyone who's ever wanted to mod is going to go do the Creation Club instead of modding. Modding is dead. No, it isn't.
Yeah.
At all. And no, they're not going to do that. That's not going to happen. Come on, that's ridiculous. Let's not slippery. That's not even a slippery slope. That's you literally jumping off an imaginary thought cliff. Come on, that's bullshit.
2 years later at E3, we're banning all mods.
Yeah. I say that, but Rockstar, that's the exception that proves the rule. Bethesda knows how important modding is to the continued sales of their games. They've tried to monetize it twice and failed miserably. I presume because they're idiots, which is a shame. But there's no way. I'll put money on it. If in a couple of years their next game comes out and they say you're not allowed to mod it outside of the Creation Club, I will. Right, I'm gonna throw this out right now.
How much money?
$5,000 to Charity Water.
Dude,
if they do
that's like
that.
3 power armors.
$5,000. I'm saying it right now. I will donate $5,000 to Charity Water if their next game does not have outside of Creation Club mod support. That's on record. You can hold me to that.
I hope their next game is something really weird and indie that they don't do anything money for.
Wouldn't that be Wolfenstein?
Nah, no, because the Bethesda didn't make that, mate. That's Machine Games. I'm talking about that. I'm talking about Elder Scrolls, right? Elder Scrolls. Nah. One, you're wrong, and secondly, the Fallout and the Elder Scrolls series. That's what it's for. Not that silly free-to-play card game. Come on, that's unrealistic. Yeah. So I'm putting that out right now. Next mainline Fallout, Elder Scrolls game. If they do not have mod support in it, I will donate $5,000 Charity Water. Clip it. Lock it down. Hold me to it.
There's some kids that don't have any drinking water going, man, I really fucking hope that Bethesda dropped the ball on this one.
I mean, I probably should just do that anyway. Because now I'm like, oh, Bethesda, you're bad people if you don't shut down modding because the people are going to die.
Yeah, give the money to me. There we go.
No, we'll do we'll do a fundraiser anyway, but I'll personally give that $5,000 if that happens, like on top of whatever we make.
Community with bad drinking water about to write 1,000 letters to Bethesda, like, please, Bethesda, don't include mods.
Look, all I'm saying is you just drink out, just like in Fallout, you drink out the toilet, right? That's all you need to do. You just drink out the toilet.
Yeah, poor people.
Yeah. Oh, God. All right.
This episode's not going to do well on Flint, is it?
No, I don't think so. Right. So that's that. Obviously, it's a complete clusterfuck. Let's see. What else? I feel like there's some other bullshit that happened this week.
Half-Life 3 story came out.
Yes.
And then sort of didn't.
What?
Yeah, the story for Half-Life 3 came out. Like a writer
Half-Life
released
2
it.
episode 3, yeah.
Yes, yeah.
All right, who left because they just were making Half-Life 3. And he was like, guys?
Yeah, I mean, that's what he was there for. So, this has resulted in, obviously, a bunch of, like, just an unholy amount of which is understandable. A lot of people are very invested in that series, although how you could still be invested after, like, 10 fucking years, I don't really know. But the reality is that they're not going to make it. They don't want to make it. And the people that work at Valve all work on this flat pod-based structure that means that if they want to make a thing, they've got to get enough people interested in making the thing, and then they've got to build the team to make the thing. Evidently, they don't want to make this.
Then it will be a Dota 2 card game.
And and that's so, like, the reason it's not being made is because of the Dota 2 card game. No! The only reason that's getting made, it's the same situation as Blizzard. Like, with Hearthstone, 8 fucking people at Blizzard got together and said, let's make a fucking card game. This is the exact same thing that's happened at Valve. Like, probably 8 to 10 people got together and said, I want to make a Dota card game. Like, yeah, let's do it. And they did it. Half-Life 2 would take the whole fucking studio. Or Half-Life 2 Episode 3. The whole studio committed to one cause, and they're not. It's a fractured studio that wants to do different shit. They're not going to make it. I'm sorry.
I feel like the flat structure means there's no voice. All, like, great games have a single director producer, a big voice behind it that goes, this is the focus of the game. And you can't go in a vow and be like, all right, I'm doing Half-Life, and here's my thing. Because everyone's going to get onto your vision of it. So flat surface, everyone's gliding, no one's going to do it. It's not for big games anymore.
That's why they don't make big games anymore. That's why, the 3 VR games are probably going to be relatively small in scale. They're not going to be crazy. But simultaneously, they have a lot of money in the Vive, so they have a reason to produce that. Outside of that, anything that Valve comes up with is going to be little passion projects within the studio. And sometimes those are really cool. And sometimes
it's hats for Team Fortress.
Sometimes they're not.
Sometimes it's loot boxes for everything.
Yeah. I feel like, how does a studio even function?
Done. It's finished. It's on a server somewhere, and someone's going, how do we add loot boxes to this thing?
Yeah.
We need to add loot boxes.
I feel suggesting, let's hire outside. Yeah, I'm sorry, you want to hire an outside dev team to make Half-Life 2 Episode 3 or Half-Life 3? Are you out of your mind? People would...
Yeah, give it a Gearbox.
To be fair... I'm just saying, fucking Opposing Forces was excellent, but that was a different Gearbox. Yeah, I'd be like, how does Valve even function? Well, it functions because Steam pumps infinite money into them.
Just they all come in, they have a party. Oh, it's the money machine still making all the money. Brilliant, yes. Carry on.
Yeah,
have some cocaine.
That's why they had customer service issues for years, because no one wanted to fucking do it. It's a flat structure. You have to agree to do it. It took them years to eventually literally hire people for that purpose. Years. Just... Yeah. Like, Steam were involved. Can I throw out the concept that Valve's games were good but not the best thing ever? Did I just commit heresy?
When that gets gift, I wasn't involved, internet, okay?
Guys? Get back here, you cowardly bastards!
Oh, this video's not gonna get.
I didn't see nothing, internet. It weren't me. It's all me. It's all him, guys.
I didn't say shit.
Valve's made some great shit.
I would like to point out
that Portal
is one of the best games ever made.
Nah, that isn't.
You mean nah?
It's all right.
Yeah, it's functionally perfect. Yeah.
Nah.
That one level had a bit too much brown.
But it's a puzzle game. It can never be the best game ever made because it's a puzzle game.
Is it a puzzle?
Yeah, it is. Of course it's a puzzle game.
It's a puzzle game.
Yes, it's a puzzle game.
That's game racist.
What?
You've changed.
Next on Reddit, TB has finally lost it. He likes BuzzFeed and he doesn't think that Valve is the best.
Crazy man. You've changed. You used to be cool.
Used to be like puzzle games. They could be the best game of all time. Now, no.
Oh my, lovely. That
marching just like it's just a circle through like just a puzzle piece.
Yeah. Half-Life 2 is not the best FPS ever made.
No, it's pissy. I don't like it.
Well, no, it's not. It's good, but it's not the best FPS ever made.
Mate. It's a first-person shooter. They can never be good. First-person puzzle games. When you see your face.
The first-person puzzle game isn't. Yeah, but a first-person shooter is.
I don't know which of you I should be mad at more. I don't know which of you I should disagree with. But
I'm the parody. You should like me.
I don't know.
Why are they blaming the parody? Am I South Park in this?
Has the parody become reality? I don't know what's happening.
Left 4 Dead and Left 4 Dead 2 are not the best cooperative games ever made.
They're pretty good, though.
They are pretty good.
I don't know about Left 4 Dead, but Left 4 Dead 2 is a goddamn good game.
It's good, but it's not the best.
A good game.
Not the best. TF2 is not the best class-based shooter ever made.
No.
No, it is not.
That goes to just insert the name of whatever game here that you like.
Yeah, exactly. Things I like.
I haven't changed.
You lying bastard. You just changed your logo, of all things. You've sold out your soul and identity.
I've gone from making 8 videos in a week to 1 when I come back. I'm on a fucking month and a half break.
Yeah.
No, I'm doing different shit. Fuck it. We're going to go weird. My channel's going weird, man. Oh, it's going to be great fun.
Yeah.
I am so proud of you. Get weird with it. You need to have that clip of Danny DeVito from Always Sunny. He's like, I'm getting old, so I'm going to get real weird with it. And he just drinks beer. You need to have that. That's your life now.
I'd like to point out that a lot of people point out that I look like Danny DeVito in Always Sunny.
Really?
They send me pictures like, faces that I do, and they're like, you look the same. And I'm like, I don't look anything like you. And I look at the picture, I'm like, oh, shit.
I mean, in the face, I guess I see it, yes. The rest, everything else, not at all. Not even remotely close.
I'm actually very short. I got the same first name. Whoa! What's happened to this podcast?
I don't know.
Real weird with it.
But here's a thought. Like, after so long, why is it that we have not had a mod team, sort of a Black Mesa level quality, just come up and make the unofficial Half-Life 2 Episode 3? Why has no one actually
Valve
done
employs
that?
people at the drop of a fucking hat.
Yeah.
And they get absorbed into
That's
the Flash
true. Everyone
structure.
that tries, they just get absorbed into
Valve's
it. Yeah.
structure is now an engine to stop Half-Life being made by anyone with any interest in it. They're like, oh, you should come work for us because anyone can hire anyone in Valve. That's how it works. Like, anybody can hire anybody.
Yeah.
So like, I'm assuming that by, here's my bet for, many money to charity. I bet by, 2070, half the population of the Earth works for Valve. And there's still no Half-Life 3.
I don't know.
Valve then becomes Half-Life. Like, Valve itself becomes...
They have to work pretty hard to do that.
The way they make it, they start the residents cascade off. They're like, well, this will make the game.
Because they're a pretty small company, relatively speaking. 300, 400 SKSOL employees.
That's a lot of people making hats and loops.
Oh, dear.
Damn. Roasted.
On a Dota 2 card game.
Roasted.
There's 10 people on that. Come on.
What are the rest doing? They can't all be on support. They're all on the phones. If you try to turn it off and on again. That's all of them. Just
Steam dev, working on the VR games, doing all the other stuff that Valve does,
It's going to be like VR Pong, 3 times, just slight variances. No, there's going to be 3 VR Dota 2 card games.
They confirmed that the Dota 2 card game is not one of the 3 VR games they're making, by the way. Which actually, and people who want to play a VR card game. I'm sorry, have you not fucking watched Yu-Gi-Oh? Are you kidding me? Of course.
Oh shit, proper VR Yu-Gi-Oh game.
Of course people want to play that.
I'd be in that. I'd be all about that. I'd summon the shit out of that Blue Eyes White Dragon.
Exactly. You're out of your mind if you don't think people want that.
I want that in my life forever.
Yeah.
Well, I want big state. I want people to sit around and watch it. VR needs spectator modes where you could be in VR and then watch a thing happening in VR.
There's a few games that let you do that.
Oh, I swear. Well, there's that comedy club game, which is you're just sitting there, you're like, oh, wow, this is the most awkward experience of my life. I want to get up and leave. Oh, I can.
It's not even a game, is it? Comedy club is literally just, it's a virtual comedy club and people get on VoIP and say dumb shit and then you boo or applaud and that's it, right? It's not really a game. That's just a VoIP client.
I went on there once, and the first one was someone ranting some racist shit, and I was
of course
like, okay, goodbye.
What else would it possibly be? Mixed reality card game would be cool. Yeah, it was called Eye of Judgment on the PlayStation 3, and it was really cool, actually. That mixed reality PlayStation Eye card game where you put the cards down on the mat, and the stuff rose out of it on the screen. It was super cool. That's been done. It's been done.
I want a Yu-Gi-Oh VR, dude. I want that so bad.
There's no way that's not coming. There's no way. That's asking. It's a pile of money. They're sitting on a pile of potential money.
Yeah, they should make it. They've got all the cards, they got all the rules, they got all that programmed in. Just
It's all there.
Swank. Let me buy packs of cards. Let me physically open them and pour them out in VR and then go through them.
Of course, that's
awesome.
awesome.
Them in my deck. Oh my god, you could do like a Matrix style, like, I need cards. Phoomp, and then all your cards come on. You can like go around and pick them off. And
no VR Matrix game yet. One last question, sort of a bit off topic, because you're the most VR savvy person on this show, Dan.
Yes, I can't tell you what I was doing with VR yesterday.
I don't want to know.
Porn? It was 80 gigabytes of pornography I downloaded for a video. The files are really big.
I've never been more proud of you.
Files are so big.
That one's coming out probably around the end of September.
I've never been more proud of you. Here's the thing. You know what made me more proud? So many videos though, dog.
Oh Jesus!
Then I'd be real proud of you.
Funniest thing,
unbelievable. But off topic slightly, have you tried the new Killing Floor VR game? I've heard some good things. I've heard very good things.
My problem with VR is that everything is terrifying. And not even a horror game, like that Gorn thing that came out. You can rip the guys apart and beat them out. Scares the shit out of me because there's actually a thing there. It's a thing coming at me, and it's a thing, and I'm having to desensitize to the concept of just a thing. So having something like this is why I'm really quite terrified about Fallout 4 VR. Because if I go around a corner and a ghoul comes out, there's a good chance I'm gonna have a heart attack and die. And then that's gonna be my legacy. Is like, oh, that dude died because of the horror game.
Yeah.
So I haven't tried any of if something's coming at me in VR, I haven't tried it yet. But I'm slowly getting myself there. And no porn jokes from the coming at me line. We're not doing that on YouTube anymore.
Yeah, the videos don't really represent the game well because the game's very dark, so that really doesn't help. Like, YouTube looks kind of pants as a result. It's still teleportation movement, but my hope with it, because Tripwire is very good at making guns feel good, is that it'll have really good VR gunplay as a result. Arizona Sunshine does have very good VR gunplay for killing zombies, but if this does a better job, then I need to try it out. But
I like hot dog sausages and hand grenades is the best gunplay on VR.
Yeah.
Also found out that if you change the control scheme, because on the Gunnasium, you sort of click and you drag yourself around this gymnasium, so you're like doing monkey bars, and you're climbing poles and stuff.
Did you say the Gunnasium?
Yeah, it's Gunnasium because you're shooting targets as well. There's targets that you got to shoot, and you're climbing around and stuff. It's a little mode for it. But I found that if you change the control scheme from just like your standard point and click to like a movement one, you get physics as an object. So if you let go, you drop. But also found that means you can throw yourself across the levels and start gunning in midair, and you feel violently sick, but it's beautiful. And that's the best gunplay in. My thing I'm practicing is throwing myself in the air, ejecting a gun, and reloading it before I hit the ground. Because
you can
that's
do some cool
in
fucking shit, like in VR. Especially if you like fiddling with guns and you're not Polygon, who is apparently terrified of that, then you will love VR.
Yeah. It is a beautiful thing.
I do. It feels like, you should do VR videos. I know. I'm still building my VR holodeck. I'm
all VR at this point, pretty much. It's just
VR is fun.
Another great one I was playing this past. I think it's the second video that I'm going to be doing when I come back. Is a game called Tiny Town, and you just build a little tiny town.
Kind of. Is it from a god perspective kind of thing?
Yeah, you can sort of make it, you can be sort of like to their half-size sort of people, but you can bring them to like your whole town as like teeny tiny little thing. And so you put the little buildings down, but you get the little people who look like Minecrafty sort of blocky people, and you can pose them. And so you can put their arms up and you can have them just like walking and jaunting, but you can have stuff hovering in the air as well. So you could literally spend hours crafting these little scenes. Here's the time when a car crashed and killed this pensioner, and she flew over there. And
okay, that got dark real fucking fast.
I said I'm getting weird. The videos are going weird. My life's going weird.
Wait, no, but hold on. What? It's not, you make a scene, not a town. I don't understand. I'm trying to figure.
You're making a little town, but it doesn't animate in any way. It's like a diorama. You're just building a little thing, and then you can look and be like, oh, it's a little thing, and it's just a little thing that I do for hours, and it always goes dark.
It's Lego, basically.
Yeah, that's probably the reason I like it.
Yeah. Okay. I can see why people like that. We need black and white on VR. Giant virtual cow.
I can't even handle this. All the reviews are like, this is a really fun and exciting game, and all you're doing is placing things.
But like it's not just like I place a little building and then I'm like, all right, I'm gonna put a little security camera here and there. Where's my? And I put one there and there's a little line of sight here, so I'm gonna slip the little burglar guy in and he's gonna be scaling the wall here, but some money's falling out of his back. But up the top there's a security guy, and then outside there's somebody who's seen him. Oh, maybe the police are coming. There's an explosion, a suicide over there. What's happening?
I can't. There's like this one review is like really fun game. Spent an hour and a half perfecting an awesome scene. What were you doing, kid? I need to know.
It's Lego, mate. It's VR Lego. That's all you need to know.
I kind of built so for the video I recorded about 2.5 hours, and I built like the very basics of a town and a few little bits. Like you spend hours just going, that needs to be like just there. Okay, we're good now. I'll put the little post in there. And it's got thousands of snapping options. You can turn everything off and just have everything floating or connected. You can get planes, build airports, racing things. There's whole stands filled with crowds and stuff. There's thousands of objects, like little tiny donuts that you just there. There's a little donut. You could be like, oh, let's have this police officer get hit by a car and donuts are flying out of his mouth, or whatever you want. It's you probably won't be doing as violent things as me. The darkest years of my adventures. That's what we're currently.
I learn new things. I learn new things with you every time we get on the show. All right, releases. We're mostly just going to kind of cover the good stuff that came out today because, frankly, there's so much of it, and we're aware that there's obviously still a bunch of junk floating around. And I don't think, like, outside of what's coming out today, there's really, like, much else this week. So we'll throw in what we know. We can start with the fact that Mario Cross Rabbids, or Kingdom Battle, as they call it, is out on the Nintendo Switch.
Oh, I didn't know that was out. I want to play that.
That's a big deal. Absolver, PlayStation 4, Xbox, and PC, I think. Windjammers, yeah. That's on Vita, actually. Vita's getting a game. How wonderful. PlayStation 4, PlayStation Vita.
What? Yep. Vita?
Yes. Vita. I'll
it's not that Gaifu machine that I've
No Gaifus, mate. No Gaifus. I'll toss today's release list at you because there's so much shit in there. Jesse, you pointed out Warriors All-Stars, I believe.
Yup. So excited. Also, apparently there's a new, I guess there's like a super duper version of Pillars of Eternity out today.
Okay.
Like the complete edition.
All right.
I guess. No.
Yes, Pillars of Eternity complete PlayStation 4. Metronomicon actually made its way to PS4 today, which is pretty cool rhythm dancing RPG sort of game. That's kind of neat. Yakuza Kiwami on PS4, which is a remake of the first Yakuza game. That's out. If you want to play Red Out on PS4 for some reason, it is out. Is that game's not on Switch yet, is it? I'm waiting for the Switch port of Red Out. That's a very, very good VR. It is in VR.
No, it's not good in VR.
No?
It is vomit central in VR.
Okay,
it's it's the Wipeout one, isn't it?
Yes.
It's like, let's see what going 200 miles per hour in VR.
It's a very good zero-G racing game. Probably don't play it in VR. Everybody's Golf, actually, on PS4, getting good reviews. I've heard good things about that if you want an arcadey golf game.
I like Mad Farm. That's a great title. It's
Farm.
Mad Farm. It's a very serious look at foot and mouth disease in the UK.
I don't believe you.
Okay. Probably for the best.
Not for a second. Let's see. What else is on this list?
No, apparently a new game came out today from the creators of Myst. Abduction?
Oh, yes. That's been out on PC for a little while, but this is the PS4 version. Abduction, yes. That is it. I've heard good things about it. Oh, bloody hell. Recore Definitive Edition, Xbox One.
They've got it right this time.
I don't believe you either. Nope. See, Ark Survival Evolved finally made its way out of early access. Not that really makes much of a fucking difference, does it?
Hope they fix the UI.
Shantae DLC? Oh, what?
Shantae DLC?
Get out of here. I gotta look this up.
Shantae's really, really good.
Half Genie Hero. Pirate's Curse DLC!
Yep.
Is that true? No, that's an older game.
No, I was going to say, I mean, the Pirate's Curse is older
Where's
than that.
the Half Genie Hero
Is
thing?
it the
Pirate Queen's Quest.
That's what it's called, yes. Yep, that's out. Let's see. Anything?
Sonic Mania is on PC.
On PC, yes. Including now a new DRM. If you want to wait for the DRM to go away, maybe wait for a few days for them to crack it, and they usually take de novo off once it's being cracked. Again, why make us cheer for the pirates, you stupid fucks?
De novo. That's what the game should start with. Just have it like the Sega thing. Everyone loves that. So Sega, just de novo.
There's a
Sonic runs past it to make it appear. I'd love that.
Oh dear, that's terrible. There's a new space fighter game called Starway Fleet, which is out today on Steam, which might be kind of neat. So if you're looking for, in cockpit space fighter game, that might be the way to go.
Well, why have you not mentioned Cat Sorter VR?
I'm pretty sure there's a reason I didn't mention that.
Oh, I've always wanted to sort cats, but I don't have enough.
Yes.
How can I? Oh, wow. Oh, my God, that looks amazing. Oh, my God, there's like cat bits in boxes. Oh, it looks like a game where you play as a serial killer that kills cats.
That's awful.
I love it.
Absolutely terrible.
I love the description. Finally, a Vive room scale game where you get to sort cats.
Finally!
I have been waiting so fucking long. Actually, there's a game called Kid Apocalypse, which is on the VR, and it's a tower defense game, and it's incredible. Okay. It's a really good game because you zoom out and everything's small, but when you zoom in, it actually scales up with where you are on the map. So if you put your head in, everything gets bigger. And so you get this nice sense of scale and everything. It's really good. It's good fun as well. It's nice tower defense.
I think that's it for today on stuff. I'm hoping I've missed anything. There's so much out today. The noteworthy game on the 31st, as far as I'm concerned, which I've had code for weeks, I need to fucking play it. Battlestar Galactica Deadlock, which is the tactics game that has a full new canon story of the first Cylon War. It's made by Slytherin. There's a lot of preview footage out there that makes it look very, very good. So I will definitely check that out. Also on the same day, Warhammer 40k Inquisitor Martyr goes on early access. I'm not so keen on the early access thing, but obviously it's a 40k game. It's a Diablo-style 40k game. I do want to check that out. Oh, cool. Survive on Mars is the new Paradox Tycoon survival game. That is also hitting Steam early access on August the 31st by the looks of it. Actually, no, it's a first-person survival game. It's not Tycoon 1 at all. Wait, this is not the same. It's not Paradox. Huh. I don't know why I heard of this. All right, well, it's, first-person survival on Mars kind of game, which looks kind of neat. See, is there anything else on the 31st? If you want to play Azure Strike Gunvolt for some reason, it's on the Switch. League of Evil's come to the Switch on the 31st. That's about it, I think. Anything on... Why have I heard of Banner Man? That sounds familiar. Yeah.
Banner Man?
Yeah, this look kind of cool. It's a dark medieval action adventure with historical skill-based sword fighting. It's kind of a side-scrolly pixel sort of game. It looks like it's kind of got a Game of Thrones vibe to it, called Bannerman. That looks like it might be all right. August 31st is the release for that. I don't think it's it. Oh, there's cool. That's neat. There's a Port of Lords of Waterdeep, I think, to Steam D&D board game on the September the 1st. Outside of that, I think that's it. I don't see anything else within the next sort of week that's worth a look, really.
What about amazing tower defense?
Kill all life on Earth.
It's got one review that says, really has to be the most boring tower defense game I've ever played.
That takes some work.
Oh, bless you.
Yeah. Bannerman and Banner World not the same. Also, early access, Sunless Skies, the follow-up to Sunless Sea, is hitting up early access tomorrow. And somehow we managed to miss, I knew we'd miss one thing, War of the Chosen is out today for XCOM 2. If you somehow hadn't missed that. That, I think, is about it. I hope. There you go. That was a show of some description, I guess.
It was definitely a show.
Can't really dispute
This was definitely
that.
a thing that happened.
This is a thing that happened.
No one will
yes.
dispute that this was a thing that happened.
It existed.
It happened, and it was a thing.
Indeed, and it was that interesting. Jesse, what you got coming up over the channel this week? What's going on?
My God. So yeah, on the channel this week, more Cox Tease episodes, and we are slowly approaching the time when another bit of Life is Strange comes out, and we're gonna jump back into some older series because the kids demand it, and I need to finish stuff up. So that's gonna be happening, and I think the next Scary Game Squad is going to be an FMV game, an FMV horror game that's like a Japanese horror game. So this should be fucking crazy. And then if people want enough, we'll go back and check out Absolver again and see what's missing there. Also, hey, tomorrow, our YouTube Red show, Good Game, comes out on the Game Grumps channel.
Yep.
I would love it if you go check it out. I feel entirely inadequate in trying to describe it to you because it is a TVMA show and the trailer is not TVMA. The trailer can show you the things that we are allowed legally to show a wide audience. So I would simply say I'd love for you to check out the first episode. It's free on the Game Grumps channel, and I love it. And I can't, there's a lot of things I can't tell you, especially about people that might show up in it. So I'm just going to wink and say, give it a watch. It's like, you know, a normal 28-minute series. So I'd love it if you check it out.
Cool. Dan, God knows what the hell you're doing. To see if you can tell us.
Nothing. I'm back on the 16th of September.
All right. Cool.
Damn.
Nothing. Right.
I'll come back with weird shit. It will look like I'm having a mental breakdown, but it'll be a high-quality mental breakdown. I promise you that.
Always good to make
Be a mental
sure.
breakdown.
Yeah, there's nothing that I like less than a half-assed mental breakdown.
Yeah, you gotta commit. If you're gonna lose everything, you might as well do it properly.
Go crazy.
Yeah. It's an activity. You don't just like crazy doesn't come to you. You gotta go crazy.
Not to go too crazy. Yeah. Absolutely.
So September 16th, I've changed my logo because fuck branding. That new logo is displayed somewhere. Probably on the YouTube channel. I can't remember. I think I did that this morning. It's been 3 hours of talking.
It's in your Twitter. It's in your Twitter.
Hold on. Did you update it already?
Yeah, I did it before the show because I fuck all to announce at the end.
NerdCubed. Let's see what
that's
looks
me.
like.
It's the review.
Mm-hmm. I'm ready. I'm not too shabby. Not too shabby. I don't know what it means at all, but not too shabby.
Good.
Very professional looking. I don't know what it means though. What does it mean?
It means I wanted to change my logo because fuck it. I'm sick of that logo. I've seen it too much.
What does it mean though? What does it mean?
What does it mean? It means it means fighting for dignity in the face of death. It means the taste of a Savoy on a cold morning. It is the dew around a chicken's beak. It is love itself.
What?
That reaction's what I'm kind of going for with the shit I'm going to be making. Literally, the first video back, it's just people are going to watch it, and at the end, I kind of don't want them to go, "Oh, that was good." I want them to go, "Oh, I hope he's okay." That's the reaction I'm going for. See, I don't know. I've been away for too long. It's gone. Yeah, I guarantee it features more swearing and offensive. Everyone else is like, "I've always wanted to bleep the swear words." I'm like, "No, I will swear forever."
Oh my!
Thank you, Patreon people, by the way, for supporting,
for funding your mental breakdown. Well done.
Funding just to advertiser poison. That's what I'm calling it. It's advertiser poison.
Lovely.
I'm excited to show it to the world.
I hope they monetize it just to piss you off.
I will be so fucked up. I put effort in. So much effort. Like this is why I'm like, by the third episode, I'm like, all right, I'm going to get titties. Like, I have to go. I can't break rules and I'll do it in a clever way. But I have to be like, it's just, the joke at the end of that video, I kind of watch back. I'm like, oh, that makes me feel unwell.
Oh my. As for what's coming up on the channel this week, there'll be things that we're drowning in games at the moment. I'm hopefully going to get a Rock of Ages 2 video up tomorrow. That was great. I do want to do more War of the Chosen, but there's a lot to go through there. There are a good few games on Steam I'd like to look at. As for Absolver, I think I need to play more of it. I can't really give a proper impression of Absolver right now. It's, like I said, it's too vague in its direction. I'll work on it. I'll figure it out. Sonic Mania, probably. I mean, I already know what I think of the game, but I do need to check out the PC version just to make sure they haven't broken everything, which is entirely possible. And there will be content, there will be streams, there will be videos. Those are the things that happen. Mostly. Every now and again.
Mostly.
From time to time. And now, why would I make a video on a Nintendo game? I don't know why everyone thinks that. Make a Mario X-Raps.
I should do that!
Yes!
That's advertiser
I'm
poison.
a PC gaming channel, and I've been that for 8 fucking years. I'm not going to change it now. Jesus.
Yeah, who would change everything about their channel, right?
Exactly. You'd have to be a fucking idiot. Thank you very much for watching the Co-optional Podcast, ladies and gentlemen, what there was of it. Mathis wasn't here the entire goddamn time because he misinterpreted a message we sent him. This was a great show, wasn't it? We'll be back same time next week. Hopefully, Dodger should be back from her business trip, and we'll have a guest of some sort, and there'll probably be PAX-related things and everything that goes along with that. Thank you very much for watching the show. We will see you next time. Goodbye.
Bye.